Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
And a child shall lead them right into first place. The real Derek Jeter. Big day yesterday, and a win by the Yankees, a loss by the Red Sox, and the lead in the East is now a game and a half and 2 in the all-important loss column. As today, on Labor Day, the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Baltimore Orioles in the first of 3 from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball, along with John Flaherty and Ken Singleton. I'm Michael Kay. Well, the Yankees keep winning. It's now 4 in a row, 7 of their last 8. And yesterday at the stadium, another day game where they played very, very well. They won 9-3, completing a sweep of the Blue Jays.
Well, they turned on the power. There was power on the mound and power at the plate. Power on the mound, CC Sabathia. 7 in the third sparkling innings. He allowed 2 runs, struck out 10 during his time on the hill. And at the plate, the captain, Derek Jeter, had tied a career high with 5 runs batted in, 3 on his 5th home run of the year. Alex Rodriguez with his 15th just into the seats in right. And the other power at the plate, Nick Swisher with a 2-run home run, his 22nd home run of the year. The Yankees were smiling after a 9-3 win.
All right, let's move on to today. And today's New York Lottery pitching matchup has Brian Mattis going for the Orioles, 1-7, 9.07. He's really struggled against the Yankees. Freddie Garcia, 11-7, 3.09. And John, last time out, Garcia looked very good.
Well, last time out against Baltimore, he had a couple of weeks off with that cut finger on the pitching hand. How would he react? He answered all the questions, had 4 strikeouts in this ballgame, through 6 innings, actually gave up a home run, which he's done a good job limiting the home runs this year. But Freddie Garcia, another quality outing, win number 11.
Well, Derek Jeter played a huge role in yesterday's game. In fact, in the Yankees' surge since the All-Star break, it's been a lot about Jeter. John Flaherty will try to explain why when we return on Yankees Baseball on Yes.
Reports are coming in of major bedbug infestations in schools, libraries, offices and shopping centers, hospitals, colleges, buses, subways and taxis, courthouses, police stations, and firehouses.
Stop itching and call Bell Environmental, the bedbug specialists. Roscoe, the bedbug dog, will sniff out the bugs, and Instant Freeze will solve your problem. Safe, thorough, and chemical-free. That's Bell Environmental, the bedbug experts.
Construction work is dangerous. Every day, workers are injured in accidents due to unsafe conditions.
Francisco supported his family by working in construction until one day he was injured in a construction accident. He needed a lawyer that could take care of his problems.
He called Jacob Oreski and Associates, the lawyers who fight for the rights of injured workers with proven results.
And they won my case.
If you've been injured in a construction accident, call me.
Jacob Oreski and Associates, 718-993-9999. We'll even come to you.
I'm just saying, Peter Jackson, a great director with a great track record. Bomb.
It's District 9. Please put a little money into the script.
What?
Woody Allen, the greatest director of all time.
If the 3D things take off, Gesundheit, and all of a sudden...
Crazy? What about Scorsese or Alfred Hitchcock? Oh, come on.
Guys, come on, keep it down, please. We're going for another take.
Don't just talk about films, make them.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Yankees baseball. A couple of moments away from first pitch. Yankees against the Orioles on this Labor Day. That's John Flaherty. I'm Michael Kay, and Ken Singleton will rejoin us in just a moment. Now, we just showed you Derek Jeter's big day yesterday with that home run, the 5 runs batted in. But, John, since he's come up the DL, he's a different player.
Well, he is, and what he's done really is just kept his head back a little bit. It's not drifting forward like it was in the first half before he went on the DL. And when you see some of these highlights, his hands are working so much better, able to massage the ball to the right side of the field. The ball actually jumping off his bat a little bit better. You can notice a little more bat speed, and that's all because of the adjustments he made down in Florida with Gary Dembo.
And what a difference a DL makes. Before the DL, 260 with 20 ribbies. After the DL, 346 with 34 runs batted in. And yesterday, the fourth career 5 RBI game of his illustrious Hall of Fame career. Not too bad at all. Yankees and the Orioles, the first of 3 here at Yankee Stadium. Crowd filing in. When we get back, lineups, first pitch, baseball, next on Yes. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Raymore and Flanagan, furnishing your style with guaranteed delivery in 3 days or less. By Advanced Radiation Centers of New York, when it comes to fighting cancer, precision is everything. By HP, everybody on. And by 5 Hour Energy, fixes tired fast. One shot, back to work, problem solved. Labor Day matinee here at Yankee Stadium. Yankees against the O's, the first game of a 3-game set, although they'll play 4 times in a row. Thursday is a makeup date in Baltimore between the Yankees and the O's. Let's take a look at the Orioles starting lineup presented by HP. Kyle Hudson, the rookies in left field, who'll lead off, batting second. The shortstop, J.J. Hardy. Nick Markakis in right hits third. Cleaning up, center fielder Adam Jones. Vlad Guerrero, the DH, will bat fifth. Batting sixth and catching Matt Wieters. Mark Reynolds at first base will bat seventh. Batting eighth, playing third base, Robert Andino. And Ryan Adams, the second baseman, will bat ninth.
Well, manager Buck Showalter sends out that lineup to face the veteran right-hander Freddie Garcia. Take a look at his numbers on the year. Very impressive. 11 wins, 7 losses. The ERA just over 3, just under a hit per inning.
You're ready for baseball. Let's do it. Here in the Bronx, the first pitch is a strike. And we're underway.
Take a look at our G pitcher scouting report on Freddie Garcia. As good as new. Missed a couple of weeks with that cut on his finger, but had an impressive outing his last time against Baltimore. 68 2/3 innings without giving up a home run, a long streak, but Mark Reynolds ended that his last outing in the 5th inning, and a strong finisher. His record in September, 27-12.
That one has popped up. Alex Rodriguez is there for the first out.
He threw so many strikes I couldn't get through the scouting report.
Let's see if we can get through the deep ends. Brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. In the outfield, it's Gardner, Granderson, and Andrew Jones. That's left to right. In the infield, it's A-Rod, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira, third base to first. And behind the plate is Russell Martin. On the mound, Freddie Garcia. There's J.J. Hardy, and Freddie Garcia keeps pumping strikes.
The whole thing about Freddie Garcia is to get ahead on counts and then use that splitter to put the hitters away.
That one is driven out to right center. On the run is Granderson, and he wants to play for the second out.
Well, I guess that was the key last outing, Kenny. You know, that split finger fastball, the 4 strikeouts all on the splitter. Looked like he came through that outing without any problems, and looking forward to today.
Yeah, he's matched up well against the Orioles this season. This is actually his 4th start against Baltimore, and he's beaten them twice with a no decision. And in the no decision game, the Yankees won that one too. And I believe it's because the Orioles are a very aggressive team. They go up there swinging the bats, and he's just enough around the plate with the splitter. Makes it look like a strike, and they chase it.
First pitch out of the zone. It's 1-0 to Nick Markakis. Pitch outside, 2-0.
Michael, we had talked about Markakis. I think maybe the first time we were in Baltimore that he had that streak going of at least 1 hit in every series. Remember that?
Yep.
It ended. And that was recently. They played Toronto in the most recent series, and that streak ended. He had at least 1 hit in 182 consecutive series. But the Blue Jays shut him out over 3 days.
There's a strike. Lights are on here at the stadium. A little bit of an overcast afternoon. The 3-1. High fly ball. Deep right. Going back. Granderson looking up. See ya. Solo home run Markakis. The O's are on the board. It's 1-0.
Well, Kenny, you mentioned Freddie Garcia as a fan throws that ball back onto the playing field, but you mentioned Freddie getting ahead in counts and then the ability to go to the split finger. Well, he gets behind 3-1 and he challenges Markakis up, out over the plate.
It looked like Markakis knew it as soon as he hit it. Markakis is kind of slumping lately. 5 for his last 46, but he's 1 for his last 1 with a homer.
Here's Adam Jones, cleanup hitter. Breaking ball strike. Very hot and humid afternoon here in New York. Swing and a miss. Let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. 81 degrees, 68% humidity, the wind 12 miles per hour, and there's a chance of thunderstorms. Grounded to Alex Rodriguez. And that'll do it here in the first. 1 run on the Markakis home run, nobody left. The Orioles won, and the New York Yankees coming to bat.
Phones are starting to do some really interesting things. You can go 3D. You can jump on a 4G network and do everything blazing fast and get some really cool Facebook integration. I am a huge fan of HTC phones. Best Buy Mobile isn't just about phones. We're about the plans, too. We carry everybody.
We sit down and have a conversation to figure out the best phone and the best plan for you. Now get the Sprint HTC Evo Shift 4G and the AT&T HTC Inspire 4G for free.
Smartphones, smart plans, all in one place.
Patience has its place. But when you're looking for a new crossover, and find one with exceptional fuel economy and exceptional features, patience can wait.
It's the final days of the Lincoln Summer Exclusive Sales Event. Come in to enjoy limited time offers on Lincoln MKX, plus 4 years complimentary maintenance.
It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that.
Grandma's had a lot of good years in those 90s, 27 championships. Today's Yankees starting lineup is presented by Lexus. Why don't we take a look at a lineup that is going to try to make them a 1-0 deficit. The captain, the shortstop, coming off a 5 RBI game. Derek Jeter leads off. Batting second, playing center is Curtis Granderson. Mark Teixeira coming off a starring role in Entourage last night. He'll be at first base batting third. Alex Rodriguez also on Entourage will clean up and he'll play third. The number 5 hitter, second baseman Robinson Cano. Andrew Jones in right field will bat 6th. Batting 7th and catching Russell Martin. Jesus Montero, 3 for 10. As a rookie with the Yankees, the DH will bat 8th and batting 9th. And playing left field, Brett Gardner.
Well, that lineup for Joe Girardi will go out and face young left-hander Brian Mattis. We'll take a look at his numbers, and they are not pretty. Struggling through a tough season this year. Only 1 win, an ERA over 9. 63 hits and 41 2/3. And we'll look at our G pitcher scouting report and what a difference a year makes. Last year, 10 wins, 143 strikeouts. He is on a 7-game slide, has not won a game his last 7. That's most in the majors, but he has some positive thoughts. 4-0 with a 2.45 career numbers in 6 September starts, so hopefully trying to finish up with some sort of positives on a tough year.
Shows you that you're a glass half full guy. The guy's 1-7 with an ERA over 9, and you came up with a positive stat.
Well, he's got to go out there with some hope to get something out of this year.
He hasn't won since June the 6th when he beat the Oakland A's.
It's a long time ago. But John found out something positive.
Wonder if he's thinking those positive thoughts. Good numbers last year in September.
Here's the 1-0. Fouled away.
Well, the thing about it, last year, he led all American League rookies in strikeouts, innings pitched, and he was up there in all the other numbers as well. And coming into this year, they're expecting big things from him. He got hurt in spring training, and things went downhill right from there.
But he had that dreaded oblique problem. Is that one of them?
Intercostal, wherever that is.
It's in Fort Lauderdale. The 1-1 is a strike. 1-2. Jeter did not want to hear it yesterday from the media about he had a big day because he had a day off. He shut down Kim Jones about it on the field, shut down the media about it in the clubhouse. Says, come on. He said, really? He said the off day had nothing to do with it. So then some writer said, well, What was the reason? He said, probably the day off. Derek has 7 hits and 17 at-bats against Brian Mattis. That's .412. Hitting .298. Has a 4-game hitting streak. He swings and misses at the changeup, 1 away. Why don't we take a look at the Orioles defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. In the outfield, it's Kyle Hudson in left, Adam Jones in center, and Nick Markakis over in right. We'll go third to first in the infield, Andino, Hardy, Adams, and Reynolds. Now Wieters is behind the plate with Mattis on the mound. Well, the Orioles shift drastically for Curtis Granderson. 3 infielders on the right side. And Granderson pops it up. Shallow center. And Adam Jones makes the play. IOTV offers incredible HD picture and sound. Get the best in HD free. IOTV is the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes.
Well, we had a chance to talk to Hall of Famer Jim Palmer on the field during batting practice today. He was telling me Mattis's velocity in the middle of the year was not good, mid-80s. That fastball right there, 90, Kenny, plenty enough for a lefty.
Yeah, but last year he was throwing 92, 93. There's the Hall of Famer on your left, Jim Palmer, and Gary Thorne working the Orioles telecast on Masson.
Pitch outside to Mark Teixeira.
It's not just Mattis who's been struggling. It's kind of been the whole Orioles staff. They're last in the league in team ERA. They've allowed the most runs, the most homers. They've been outscored as a team by 150 runs.
And with 83 losses, they're short of another under 500 season. Been a long stretch of ineptitude for this organization. Buck Showalter's trying to turn things around. That one is driven deep to left field. There it goes. See ya. Home run to Teixeira. We're tied at 1.
Well, for Mattis, as Teixeira crosses home plate, there's a happy fan. Number 36 on the year for Teixeira. And Mattis has now given up at least 1 home run in 9 straight starts. And that was a no-doubter, Flash.
Well, again, like Freddie Garcia, who got behind in the count, Mattis, the same deal, 2-1. And, you know, we talked about the fastball respectable at 90.
Let's take a look at that swing on the IOTV HD Super Shot.
But with 90 miles an hour, you cannot challenge Mark Teixeira right down the middle out over the plate. He will make you pay.
22 of 36 home runs for Mark Teixeira have come here at Yankee Stadium.
He's moving on up. Bautista with a home run yesterday has 40. Granderson 38. Teixeira 36. Albert Pujols 34. The 2-1. Check swing. 3-1.
A couple of changeups we've seen early on. Derek Jeter striking out on a changeup, and Alex Rodriguez out on his front foot. Might be Mattis's best pitch this afternoon. Looks like he's got a good one early on.
And Alex Rodriguez walks.
By the way, that streak of home runs in 9 straight ball games, or 9 straight starts for Mattis, the longest in the major leagues this year.
So Alex, who had a home run yesterday, thought it was a pop-up. Works a walk. And here's Robinson Cano. Cano, a .353 lifetime hitter against Baltimore. Has an 8-game hitting streak. And that followed a 17-game hitting streak. So he's been on fire. Average inching up there. In his last 3 seasons against the Orioles, a .434 hitter. Now these are different pitchers, obviously, and it's just something about the Orioles. Different managers, different styles of pitching to him, but it's all about confidence. And against Mattis, he's 6 for 17 with 2 home runs.
Let's go back to the most recent trip to Baltimore, and that's off Mattis. And about 4 rows back over the 364 sign. That was part of the night, I think, Michael, when the Yankees hit 5 home runs that night. Yeah. I'll tell you what, Teixeira's is 194 for the Yankees. Who's going to hit number 200?
And will it happen today?
Yeah.
Ground ball up the middle. It's now a 9-game hitting streak for Cano.
There's just something about certain teams that you just hit them. You know, they tried everything except rolling the ball up to the plate. And I have a feeling he'd get a hit on one of those as well. There's a breaking ball, not a bad one. It's down, and he's still got a base hit.
It's funny when you watch Robinson step in against a lefty, you don't even give it a second thought. I mean, the numbers against left-handers, not a problem. And the way he hits the ball the other way, driving it,
he can wait.
Yeah, he should just never go through a slump. The lefties do not neutralize Robinson Cano.
330 against lefties this year. It's about the time I got out of school every day. Looking forward to it.
Here's Andrew Jones. There's a strike.
School started for your kids yet?
No, they start up Wednesday, and I'm counting down the hours. About time for them to go back.
Summer vacation's over, huh?
Oh boy, they're bored. They're fighting with each other. This throws everybody off.
This is Jones's 5th straight start. First time he's done that since July of 2010. That one is hammered into left center. It's a base hit. Rounding third and heading home is Alex Rodriguez. Moving to third is Cano. It's an RBI single for Andrew Jones, and the Yankees lead 2-1.
Well, Andrew Jones has started 5 straight games. That's his longest consecutive starts with the Yankees, and this one pays off. Joe Girardi has him in a lineup against lefties, and the Yankees been facing a lot of lefties lately. And there's a line drive into center field that plates the go-ahead run.
You know, Kenny, when you watch that replay and Andrew Jones, his front foot got down so early. It gives him so much time here to see the ball, and he gets a fastball up and hammers it. But Madison, the Orioles, figuring out you have to finish off innings. 2 quick outs, now a home run, a walk, a base hit, another base hit. Andrew Jones gets 5 starts in a row. Get off to a good start this afternoon.
The thing about it, he hasn't started 5 in a row since he started 7 in a row for the White Sox leading up to the All-Star break of last year.
So Rick Adair, the pitching coach, tries to settle down Mattis, and that's going to bring up Russell Martin. Two 2-1 Yankees lead, just underway, bottom of the first inning. There's a strike. Jones locks in pressure situations. He's 9 for 20 with runners in scoring position and 2 outs, and those are the hits that really hurt the opposition. The way things are developing, I don't think Mattis read the third line of John's scouting report.
What was that?
It was a positive one.
Well, 4-0 and 6 career starts in September, I think it was.
Yeah.
That was the first time for everything.
The 1-1. Blocked by Wieters.
Well, you can see Wieters behind the plate trying to go to that changeup. That is the first Oriole pitcher to lose 7 straight starts, and Sidney Ponson 9 in a row. Wieters, a young catcher behind the plate, trying to get a young pitcher through the first.
Grounded foul. And the 2-2 fouled away. 27 pitches for Mattis. They've already gone through one pitching coach, Mark Connor, and he just had to leave. Last in ERA, last in batting average against, and they've allowed the most home runs. And really, if you're going to build a team, you've got to develop your own pitching. You can go and spend and get the rest of the stuff. And pitching's just not out there for free. The 2-2. What's the saying, Kenny? Grow your pitching?
They say grow the arms and buy the bats in Baltimore. But I think one thing that has happened with them, maybe these arms have gotten here too quickly. They've not had enough experience in the minor leagues. I was talking to Jim Palmer about this before the game, and he says when Tampa Bay calls up pitch, they're ready. They keep them down in the minors maybe too long.
Swing and a miss as Martin goes down on strikes. Yankees get 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 men left, and it started when Mark Teixeira crushed the pitch right down the middle into the seats and left. Home run number 30.
When I was a young pup, I learned how to sniff out the pick of the pre-owned Lexus litter and how to be a woman or man's best friend when it came to finding the lowest prices. Now that I'm older, I look back on my pedigree and feel pride in the thousands of people who've lapped up the savings I've pointed them to. Like a dog with a bone, I won't stop until you find the model, year, and color you'll love or exchange it within 48 hours with our worry-free exchange policy. Don't get me wrong, working like a dog to hunt down the perfect pre-owned Lexus for you wasn't all hard work.
It's a giant Labor Day sale at PC Richard & Sons. We have the largest selection of appliances. Now up to 25% off and up to 18 months financing. Huge savings on the largest selection of television. Buy a select LG LED Smart TV and get a free Xbox 360. Save big on thousands of items throughout the store. Guaranteed lowest prices. Plus, next day delivery, professional installation, and the best repair service in the business. Nobody beats PC Richard & Sons.
How do you engineer excellence? With the GMC Acadia, you give it better highway fuel economy than Toyota or Honda, better cargo space, and better towing than Ford Explorer. The GMC Acadia, when you compare it to the competition, the choice is exceptionally clear. Now during the GMC summer event, lease this 2011 Acadia SL for $299 per month.
Well, it's time for the Toyota text poll. Today's question is, as Mariano Rivera approaches the all-time save record, which of his achievements has impressed you most? You can text your vote to 58772. Standard text messaging rates apply. Here are your choices. Is it 1, the 42 postseason saves, the 596 regular season saves, 14 seasons of 30 or more saves, a lifetime ERA of 2.22, or the postseason ERA of 0.71?
How about 6? All of the above. They're all impressive.
Vlad Guerrero takes a strike. Count 1-1.
Michael, we've talked about Vlad Guerrero and his tremendous career. 9-time All-Star. But he right now 31 more hits, and he'll have the most ever hits for a player born in the Dominican Republic. And that's saying something. Right now it's Julio Franco, 2,586, but Franco played 23 years. And he's followed by Manny Ramirez and then Guerrero.
The 1-2. And he's got one more hit.
Yep, 30 behind. $30 more hits. And it's something, you know, when he finally retires, goes back to the islands, nobody on this island got more hits than me. And they've had some great players over the years from the Dominican Republic, going all the way back to Ozzie Virgil.
There's Matt Wieters.
I was going to say in the likes of Felipe Alou. Yeah.
Pitch outside to Wieters. Wieters with a 4-game hitting streak, 6 for his last 15. Most of the Oriole decision makers, I'd say all of them, look at Wieters as part of the solution and certainly not part of the problem. They think he's the catcher for when they turn the corner. Popped up. Jeter backpedals and makes the catch.
Yeah, it's interesting you bring that up, Michael, because I actually came here today wanting to find out about Wieters. I mean, you see him on the field and switch hitter and really receives the ball, throws well, but what's he all about in the clubhouse? And they say he's a quiet leader, does a good job with the pitching staff. I look forward to seeing him kind of grow up behind the plate and see if he can really lead this club.
Here's Mark Reynolds. Mark has struck out 17 times in his last 27 at-bats. So he has 168 strikeouts. He's on pace for 197. Wow, that took the mask right off of Russell Martin.
How many strikeouts in his last?
17 out of 27 at-bats. Paul O'Neill remarked over the weekend, John, that he doesn't understand how you say that can't hurt.
There's so much padding on that mask right there, and you know, I feel bad actually, I guess, minimizing it, because we've had some catchers now have come up with some concussion problems because of foul balls. But I was just lucky I never had a problem with it. You know, I wore that type of mask when I was younger, and then because of some neck problems went to the hockey style mask later, and with both.
Were the neck problems from foul balls?
No, they said it was more from like my posture behind the plate, where you're always kind of your shoulders and you're hunched forward.
You got great posture now, though. People remark about that.
I put a lot of time and effort into it, you know, keep those shoulders strong.
Over the last 3 years, Reynolds has rung up the highest strikeout single season totals in history. Not this time, as he drives that one to left center. And that's going to find the warning track. Played out there by Granderson as Guerrero moves to third and Reynolds has himself a double.
Look as though that pitch was up in the zone. Well, it was a splitter that kind of hung right in the middle, about thigh high, just above the knees. Reynolds put a good pass on. He's got power. There's no doubt about it. He's got 31 home runs. I think he's 4th in the league in homers. And he splits the difference here between Granderson and Brett Gardner and has himself a 2-base hit. I think you're just going to accept with him that he's going to strike out. And, you know, every once in a while he's going to run into one and hit it hard.
There's Robert Andino. Greatest smile in the world on the Yankee scoreboard. Best publicity photo ever taken.
Right after a visit to the dentist.
Hot shot, base hit. That'll tie the game. Guerrero scores. Reynolds moves the third RBI single for Andino. And it's 2-2.
You know, we've seen Freddie Garcia at his best. It's a split finger fastball and a lot of swings and misses. His last outing, 4 strikeouts, all with that pitch. And Kenny, like you mentioned in this inning, some of these pitches not staying up in the zone, but they don't have great action or finish.
That one kind of rolled up there for Andino, and he jumped on it for a base hit.
Here's Ryan Adams. Runners on the corners and one man out. Breaking ball strike.
We'll see how Freddie does right here. Really, he's done a nice job all year long. A veteran pitcher staying away from the big inning. Can he pick up a strikeout here? Possibility of a double play. Yankee defense playing double play up the middle. Alex Rodriguez back at third.
That one gets away from Martin. Looks like he was crossed up. Reynolds scores. Moving to second is Andino, and the Orioles take a 3-2 lead.
Russell Martin has been so good behind the plate. When you see something like this, it makes you kind of shake your head a little bit. It looked like a split down. He just misses it. I mean, he's not going out to have a conversation with Garcia, which tells me they were not crossed up. Just maybe expected this ball to go the other way. Gets caught in between and be a pass ball.
So odd to see that. As John said, he's been such money behind the plate. Just whiffed on it.
You know, for a catcher, you're always anticipating where this pitch is going to end up. A slider will be down and away. A curveball probably down in the dirt. A split, you really don't know. Could go either side of the plate.
Served into right field. It's a base hit. And Dino rounds third. They're going to hold him there. The throw is cut off by Mark Teixeira. So 4 hits in the inning against Freddie Garcia.
A breaking ball that kind of hung there. Inside out swing from Adams. And Dino. Willie Randolph's going to put the stop sign on. Good thing he did. Andrew Jones got into one, made a good throw to Mark Teixeira. Watch Teixeira get in position, be the cutoff man. You see how the infielders position themselves right in the chest with the throw. Here's a look at Willie Randolph along with Andino.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. So Larry Rothschild with a long meeting with Freddie Garcia. The entire infield was out there. And now they will take on Kyle Hudson.
Hudson's looking for his first major league hit. September call up. Hit over 290 in the minors this year.
Made his major league debut yesterday against the Rays in Tampa Bay.
26 stolen bases will tell you that he has some speed, and leading off this afternoon be tough to double up. I used to hate these at bats right here from a catching perspective when you do not know the player at all. You don't really have a whole lot of video. You might have a scouting report from your minor league people. And now he's up in a situation first and third with one out. You really haven't seen a whole lot of his swing or his approach.
Well, Hudson's out of the University of Illinois. He's a speed guy. He led the Carolina League last year in stolen bases with 40.
Mattoon, Illinois. Grounded to first. They're going to come home. He's safe. And Dino just got the foot in ahead of the tag by Russell Martin, and the Orioles lead 4-2.
Well, the reason why Andino was able to get in there because the throw was on the first base dugout side of home plate. Good idea. Better throw would have had him. You see, Russell Martin had to reach across and then come back, and by the time he got there, Andino's in. Ball's there in plenty of time, but he had to go so far to make the tag, and Dino gets the left foot in there and scored the run. Throw, watch him reach to the right, then back to the left, and it's too late.
Grounded through for a base hit. Ryan Adams will head home. Here's the throw, cut off by A-Rod. And now it's 5-2 Baltimore.
Well, Joe Girardi has not seen a bunch of rockets hit this inning, but all the breaking balls are kind of up. They're rolling. It doesn't look like he's got great stuff today. And the ground ball just out of the reach of Derek Jeter. If he's able to knock it down, you could hold that runner from scoring. But again, you watch the action on the off-speed pitches today from Freddie. Looks like a split, kind of just rolling in there, and Orioles making him pay.
That's going to bring up Markakis as the Yankee bullpen getting busy. The first pitch is a strike. Markakis with a home run in the first inning. His 15th of the year. It's Scott Proctor. Count 2-1. So 4 runs already in. Still just 1 out. Runners on first and second.
This was the same count that Markakis had his first time up. Well, when he hit the home run.
Popped up. Gardner makes the play for the second out.
Got away with one there, Kenny. Looked like Markakis trying maybe to do a little bit too much. A bit of uppercut in that swing. Like the same pitch he hit for a home run in the first inning.
Yeah, you can see his frustration. Maybe Garcia took a little bit more off of this. He had to wait. There's your pop-up swing. Yep, I've done that.
Well, that's going to bring up Adam Jones as the Orioles have batted around against Freddie Garcia. Fouled away. The sky above the stadium does not look that promising. Dark clouds over the right field grandstand. Hopefully the rain holds up. The 0-1.
Of all the Orioles, Jones has probably had the best year. He's tied his career high in doubles. He's got a career high in home runs and runs batted in. He's played a very good center field. You can see the 80 runs batted in. And he, along with Vladimir Guerrero, highest percentage of swings in the league. They are going for it. Let's catch for that little girl. Oh, she didn't catch it?
The 1-2. Upstairs again.
Well, you see the combination, fastball in, breaking ball away, fastball in. We'll see if they go another breaking ball away. Good numbers with 2 outs and runners in scoring position for Jones. And you see that split finger grip for Freddie Garcia. Be a good time to break out his best one of the afternoon.
The 2-2 again goes inside, and the count now full. That's going to release the runners. 3-2 and 2 outs. Swing and a miss. He got him. Big strikeout for Garcia, but the Orioles score 4 runs on 5 hits. They leave 2. 29-pitch inning. It's 5-2 O's.
The New York Yankees are great moments.
Swung on and line to left field. Down the line, it is gone. It's a walk-off by Mark Teixeira.
Fans, come on to Yankee Stadium on Sunday, September 25th for an exclusive Yankee Stadium giveaway as the Yankees recognize Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. The first 10,000 guests 14 and younger will receive a limited edition Yankee Stadium exclusive tie beanie buddy named Hope, courtesy of DKNY.
The sights of summer. Don't blink. They go fast. Summer's best event from Cadillac. This summer you do have a choice, and the time is now. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer or CadillacTristate.com for this exceptional offer.
Possibilities are everywhere. Multiply them with the Premier Rewards Gold Card from American Express. With triple membership rewards points on airfare, double on gas, double on groceries, and a single point on everything else, it's a fast way to earn more every day. Plus, you can earn 10,000 bonus points. And the annual fee the first year is on us. Call 800-AXP-GOLD to apply.
Okay, let's look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by Estelle Express. Enjoy the journey. The Journey has 2 more games against the Orioles Tuesday night and then Wednesday matinee. Remember that. Then Thursday in Baltimore, that makeup game, 105. Then the Yankees head west, young man, with 3 games against the Angels in Anaheim, 3 against the Mariners in Seattle, an off day, and then 3 against Toronto in Canada. So now the Yankees have a 5-2 deficit they have to deal with as we go to the bottom of the second. Here's Jesus Montero. Pitches outside, 1-0. Montero 3 for 10 since being called up. Couple of hits in yesterday's game. Count 2-0.
Watching Maddux pitch, fastball, changeup, has a little bite to it, down and away, curveball. Really has to be fine with his pitches. He's not overpowering. About 88 right there, maybe 90 at tops.
This will drive you crazy, though, Kenny. I mean, you get 4 runs there in the second inning. You have a 3-run lead here, and you go 3-0 on the number 8 hitter. Drive a manager, a pitching coach, and a catcher crazy.
And he walks Montero on 4 pitches.
On the phone already.
This might be one of those. Let's shake him up, get somebody warming up.
Buck Showalter, listen to the G pitcher scanner report. He's got good numbers in September. Be patient. Let this kid figure it out today.
He's seen him lose 7 straight starts.
Yeah. Seen more than I have.
Buck Showalter is not a glass half full guy like you.
Is that right?
Yes. There's a strike to Brett Gardner.
What's their record? They come in 55 and 83.
Yakubauskas begins the throw. 9 guys in the bullpen, 7 righties for the O's. One and 1. Brett 3 for his last 7 after a very cold streak where he was 4 for 51. Count 2-1.
Would you think that Madison is on a short leash here?
Not a great ratio. I think it's a couple of links today. 2-1. There's a strike. Home plate umpire is Paul Emmel. Those are the umpires in today's game. And the count 3-2.
Well, Michael, you know Buck Showalter better than we do, but I was talking to some people today, and they said no guaranteed jobs coming into spring training, especially for a guy like Madison, who's had a tough year this year and have to earn it here in September and earn it next spring.
A lot of whispers going around that does Buck want to replace Andy McPhail? There's reports that he's not going to come back. Strike 3, Gardner down looking.
Mattis comes up with a pitch here, and he goes to the breaking ball and catches the outside corner. That's kind of the last thing I would have expected too, if I'm Brett Gardner at the plate. I mean, this guy's been struggling with the strike zone. He drops a 3-2 hook in there on you.
You wonder if that saved his afternoon right there. That 3-2 slider for strike 3. It looks like Buck Showalter ready to make a move at any moment.
Here's Derek Jeter, who struck out in the first inning.
So you're saying Buck would move up to the front office?
I mean, there's some rumors to that. He has claimed publicly he doesn't want it. And then there are even other rumors that maybe he could do both, which I've talked to people in baseball, they don't think it can be done anymore.
Also, there are rumors suggesting that several assistant GMs around the league might be in the offing for that job.
Well, you would think that anybody that they would bring in as GM would have to be somebody that would get along with Showalter, because Peter Angelos, the owner of the Orioles, likes Showalter. Usually you bring in a GM's going to want his own guy. You don't need to create that divide right away.
Well, also, it's got to be somebody who is strong into scouting and development, somebody who knows how to develop players and find them, because that's been a problem for the Orioles over the last, I don't know, decade.
Driven out to right field, giving chase Markakis. He's not going to get there, and it bounces into the corner. Montero will stop at third. Jeter has a double, and the Yankees have runners on second and third with one out.
Well, we talked about Derek early on, keeping that head still, and the hands are working so much better than they did early on. And a great look here. The bat knob leads the swing. The head follows. Good extension, able to keep it fair down the right field line. Continues his hot hitting.
Now with a 5-game hitting streak, as that ball falls in for a 2-base hit. Markakis gets it in quickly.
Here's Granderson, a fly ball to center in the first. He's now 2 for his last 20. Pitch is low. So the Orioles, of course, would give up a run if you hit it anywhere but third. Andino is in for the lefty swinging Granderson. Montero, a big guy, doesn't run like a speedster. He's not slow, but big guy. Count 2-0.
Buck Showalter giving Mattis a little opportunity here against the lefty Curtis Granderson as Montero takes his lead.
Been falling behind on counts consistently this inning.
Count 2-1.
Doesn't look very patient.
No, that, for the rest of the players on the bench, it's not a good sign when your manager's walking up and down.
Line drive down the right field line. It's a base hit. It'll go into the corner. It'll score 2. Granderson is at second. He's got 2 ribbies, and the Yankees now trail 5-4.
Well, there's an old saying in the dugout: when somebody hits a double, the next guy comes up, they say trade places with him. And that's exactly what Granderson does with Jeter. Jeter's double, and Granderson also runs one into the right field corner. He's got 2 more runs batted in. That's 109 on the season. And the Yankees have crept within 1 run, and that's it. Mattis is gone.
Well, you could tell it was going to happen. Showalter was pacing a hole in the dugout floor, and Mattis gives up the double, and Showalter takes the ball. He's going to call on Jakubowskis to face Mark Teixeira. High-scoring game. We're in the second at 5-4. Are on sale right now. Purchase the best available seats for the 2012 regular season and secure the opportunity to purchase the same seats for the 2011 postseason. Come join us for the chase for 28. For more information, visit Yankees.com or call 212-YANKEES. Buck Showalter makes the call to the bullpen, brought to you by AT&T. And it'll be Chris Jakubowskis against Mark Teixeira. Runner at second with 1 out. 5-4 Orioles lead. And there's a strike.
Well, you see the numbers. He's been hot lately. His last 21 innings, an ERA of 1.29 to get those numbers down to respectability. Still 83 hits and 67 2/3.
Interesting stat on the board. Mark's 31. He's one of 2 first basemen in Major League history with 30 home runs and 100 ribbies in 7 straight seasons. The other one being the Hall of Famer Jimmy Fox.
Kind of tells you where he might be headed.
Count 3-1. Hit his 36th home run in the first inning. He has 101 ribbies. There's another ribby for him waiting at second base. And a walk to Teixeira. And that's going to bring up Alex Rodriguez.
It's like a broken record. Night after night or day after day, the pitching has not been good. And you know, for everyday players, I mean, you go out there, you get a lead, and then all of a sudden the other team's right back in it. And has happened time and time again. Jakubowskis also worked in a starting role. He's actually started 6 games, but then they decided his best work would be out of the bullpen. But he's the first one out today in relief of Brian Mattis, who lasted an inning and a third.
Pitch to Alex is a strike. Swings and misses through a fastball. Alex walked and scored in the first inning. Popped up. Reynolds runs out of room.
You know, several of the Orioles' younger pitchers that they were counting on so heavily. Jake Arrieta actually had a winning record, but his ERA was over 5. Now he's had elbow surgery and he's out for the remainder of the year. Zach Britton, who got off to a great start, then struggled, went to the minors, went on the DL. He's actually pitching much better. And the Yankees will see him in this series. So he's been the lone bright spot lately of the youngsters.
Foul back.
There is Jeremy Guthrie, who took the loss yesterday in Tampa Bay. He's the one with the cup in his, well, the not crushed cup in his hand, and he's leading the league in losses with 17. Look out.
And A-Rod gets plunked. Certainly not trying to do that on 0-2.
No, he was trying to elevate the fastball a few pitches before. I think probably with an 0-2 count, trying to crowd Alex Rodriguez, get him thinking about that fastball, but he misses right in the midsection. Maybe got a piece of that elbow pad.
Not much a manager can do right now.
There's nobody warming up.
Here's the dangerous Cano. Cano, like September and October, .336 career average in regular season games in those months. And since 1950, that's the 6th highest batting average.
Two slams for Cano this year. Oh, that's not coming back. Off the facing of the second deck. Both of them here at Yankee Stadium, and this is part of the 3 Grand Slam day for the Yankees against the A's in that 22-9 contest.
Six for 15 this year with the bases loaded. And 20 ribbies. 8 on 2 swings. The 2-0. Fouled away.
There's nothing worse if you're a pitcher catcher when you become predictable and you're behind in the count 2-0. Robinson knew he was going to get a fastball out over the plate. Had a good swing, just fouled it off. Not much a catcher can do in this situation either. Wieters trying to get through the second inning.
Count 2-2. Take the Yankees with you when you travel out of the Yankees home territory. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see Yankees games live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Yankees.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere.
One thing about Cano, it makes him such a tough hitter in situations because he can hit the ball just about anywhere. Get the 2 strikes. He can line one to left field for a base. If you make a real mistake, he can put a charge into one. And he can spoil the tough pitches. Just foul him off till he gets something he can handle.
Yeah, that's what I think, Kenny. You know, when he gets that fastball in that maybe he doesn't like, he just fouls it off, and waits for that pitch that he can really hammer.
Just enough movement on that fastball from Jakabaskis that Robbie has not squared it up yet.
You wonder how many times he can keep going to this pitch, though. Like you said, a little movement away, but 91 miles an hour. Pretty much an average major league fastball.
Driven deep to right field. There it goes. See ya! A long grand slam into the bleachers in right center. And the Yankees have come all the way back. They lead 8-5. Third grand slam of the year for Robinson Cano.
Well, he was in the spoiler mode, spoiled several pitches that were moving away. And I bet you if we see this one, this was not far enough away from him. Pitch by pitch during the course of the at-bat. Fastball high, ball one. Another one outside, ball two. Went to the fastball. Fouled off, had a decent swing. Chased one out of the zone, 2-2. Spoiled one. Spoils another. This one did not quite get far enough away. And Jakubowski knew it as soon as Cano hit it. And the Yankees are out in front.
Pitch to Andrew Jones is outside.
7 fastballs in a row.
He challenged him
with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. And then you see right there, pretty good off-speed pitch, but he went 7 in a row to Robinson Cano. Too good of a hitter to do that. Made him pay.
You think that bothers Showalter less than what Mattis did?
Oh, I'm sure he's probably saying at least he challenged him, he threw strikes, but you cannot throw 7 fastballs in a row at this level to a hitter like that and expect good things to happen. You're lucky if you get him out if you do that.
There's a few good swings during the at-bat would make you want to change, throw something else.
Yeah. Just to change speed, change eye levels, change something.
24 homers for Cano, now 105 runs batted in.
Just thinking back to my playing days, anytime you call 3 pitches in a row the same pitch, you would start thinking, I got to do something different here. I can't just keep showing them the same speed.
And a walk to Andrew Jones.
7 career grand slams for Robinson Cano, and 6 of them at Yankee Stadium. By the way, Jakubowski has come in, walked the batter, hit one, given up a grand slam, and walked the next one. And now somebody's going to get up in the Oriole pen.
4 away from his teammate for the American League lead in RBIs, and Rick Adair again goes out and talks. This time with Chris Jakubowski.
Hey, Michael.
Yes.
You haven't heard much talk about Robinson Cano being MVP, have we?
You know what? It's funny. Joe Girardi brought that up this weekend. He said, I think that he's going to be in the discussion.
Well, he finished 3rd last year, right? Usually people will look at that and say 3rd last year and having another good year on a very good team. Maybe that'll boost him up to the top spot.
He's having a magical year again, and he's a great defender. There's Russell Martin as the Yankees bat around. 6 runs already in. Line drive, base hit. That'll go into the right field corner. Andrew Jones is at 3rd. They're going to hold him up. A double for Russell Martin. Those are the numbers on Cano that will be mulled by MVP voters. 309, 24, and 105. He's certainly not done, though. 2 for 2 today. Here's Jesus Montero. He started this with a walk on 4 pitches against Brian Mattis, and that's when Bucks started to really pace. So the Orioles bring the infield in with runners on 2nd and 3rd. 1 man out. There's a strike.
Well, a good opportunity for your first major league RBI if you're Jesus Montero. Infield playing about halfway. Just think about something up the middle, drive the ball the other way. Good things will happen.
Count 1-1.
I remember watching Montero last year take some batting practice here and really driving the ball the other way. See the Oriole bullpen getting loose. Kenny, watching him take BP today, I mean, he was going opposite field home run power easily.
That means he can wait, and strike with authority.
Breaking ball for a strike, 1 and 2. Swing and a miss. Fastball right by him for the 2nd out.
We talked about his opposite field power, and Jakubauskas makes a pitch right on the outside corner. Just throws it right by Montero. There's opportunity, situational hitting where you just have to put a ball in play with 2 strikes. Wasn't able to do it.
There's Brett Gardner. With 2 outs, the infield backs up. Gardner struck out earlier this inning, and the pitch is inside. Grounded to second. And Gardner's going to be 0 for 2 in this inning, but the Yankees, they score 6 runs on 4 hits, a 34-pitch inning. One of the pitches ended up in the right center field bleachers. A grand slam for Robinson Cano at 8-5, Yankee lead.
Life is full of missed opportunities, but there's one opportunity that's too good to miss. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2011 ES350 for $389 a month for 36 months, with $37.89 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
Great save, kid. You deserve this.
Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball.
At GE Capital, we're out there every day with clients like JetBlue, financing their fleet, sharing our expertise, and working with people who are changing the face of business in America. After 25 years in the aviation business, I kind of feel like if you're not having fun at what you do, then you've got the wrong job. My landing was better than yours. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. Was not. Yes, it was. What do you think? Take one of the big ones out? Nah.
Life is full of missed opportunities, but there's one opportunity that's too good to miss. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2011 RX 350 all-wheel drive for $459 a month for 36 months, with $39.34 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
Well, right now I'm up to standing into the standing frame for about a good 45 minutes was the longest, for 35, 45 minutes. It's good to be able to stand up there for my blood pressure, be able to tolerate being able to stand upright. And basically, now they want to train me to get my legs on this locomotive treadmill, and they want to basically retrain my legs how to walk by themselves.
Really an amazing story. Eric LeGrand here at the stadium today, former Rutgers football player. And Jack, you got a chance, Jack Curry is with us. You got a chance to talk to Eric, and what an inspiration that kid is.
Absolutely, Michael. That's the perfect word to describe Eric LeGrand. He injured himself, of course, last October. This week, Guerrero ground went to A-Rod here, and A-Rod's going to throw it across the diamond for the first out. But, of course, had the spinal cord injury, paralyzed from the neck down. But, Michael, this kid is a fighter. 5 weeks after he was on a ventilator, he was told by doctors, you're never going to go without that ventilator. 5 weeks after the injury, he had already lost the ventilator. He talks very optimistically and confidently about walking again. He wears a bracelet on his wrist that says believe. That's his motto. And I tell you what, it tells you how inspirational a figure he is. I watched Curtis Granderson after batting practice wait until LeGrand had finished doing interviews because Granderson wanted to meet LeGrand.
And he's getting into our business, Jack. He's doing Rutgers pre and post game for football on the radio.
And he said he loves it. He does pre and post and halftime. And I read one of the comments that he said about that. He said, listen, I was in Coach Schiano's halftime meetings for 2.5 years. Who better to have talking about what's going on at halftime? He said, I know exactly what he's saying to the players at the halftime of games. And again, Michael, I can't reiterate it enough. A very inspirational young man. He was excited to be at Yankee Stadium. His mom, Karen, had never been to Yankee Stadium. He grew up a Yankee fan. His favorite all-time player, Bernie Williams.
There's a 2-0 to Wieters, and there's a strike. So we wish him well, and you just get the feeling when you talk to him, if there is any chance that he's going to walk, he's going to make himself do that, and hopefully he walks into this stadium one day.
Right, he talks about wanting to lead his team out onto the field again. That's his goal. And he tweets all the time about his team and tells the guys, hey, I miss you, but I'm following things very closely. Only 21 years old, and he said, listen, I have my whole life ahead of me, and there is no way I'm going to spend the rest of my life in this wheelchair. I will get up and walk again.
Big smile, and he knows he's on TV right now. He's enjoying the game in one of the luxury boxes here at the stadium. So good for Eric, and again, we send our best wishes to him. Now, he's got to feel a little better as a Yankee fan that Freddie Garcia looks like he's turned things around from a rough second inning. And you talked with Buck Showalter, and he's pretty impressed with Freddie Garcia.
Right, when I asked Buck Showalter about Freddie Garcia, and you guys would appreciate this, the names he started using were Tom Glavine, Jamie Moyer, Jimmy Key. In other words, guys who at one point had more velocity, and then later in their career, they had to figure out a way to recreate themselves. And Showalter said Garcia has done that. But guys, as he was getting hit a little bit in those first couple of innings, and that one sneaks by A-Rod for a single. The thing that struck me was Buck talked about how he told his players, you have to be ready for that split finger. He said that is his best pitch. He said people don't realize how good that pitch is. And as John and Kenny talked about in those first couple of innings, it looked like Freddie didn't have his best splitter, and the Orioles were taking advantage of that.
It's also interesting that, you know, when we talk about possible rotation for the Yankees in the playoffs, everybody assumes that you have to have a pitcher that makes you swing and miss. If that's the case, Jack, then the Yankees can't be too high on Garcia for the postseason, but that's not the case in their thinking.
No, Girardi addressed that today, Michael. He was asked about exactly what you just said. Can you have a guy who doesn't miss bats pitch for you in the postseason? And Girardi said, listen, he goes out there with deception. He's beaten some very good teams for us this season. And he said, what if one of those lineups is a fastball hitting lineup? And Freddie is able to get by them and get around them. And then I also thought he threw a little interesting point out there that even though they're a long way from setting up the rotation, he said, don't forget, a lot of this also has to do with maybe the guy who pitches in the game before a Freddie. So if you had a hard throwing pitcher, maybe somebody like Colon, and then followed that person up with Garcia, he said that would help the guy who goes by deception and guile even more.
2-0 count on Mark Reynolds, runner at first base, 1 out. We're in the top of the third here at the stadium. Yankees lead 8-5, and that one is fouled back. I look out toward left field, and we've said this a lot over the last couple of games, that Brett Gardner considered in some defensive metrics as the best left fielder in baseball. You actually beat me to the punch. I wanted to go and talk to Brett about it. You did, right?
I did. I wanted to know if he knew what ultimate zone rating was, and he said yes, he's heard of it, but he didn't know the exact definition. And if you go to fangraphs.com, they'll do a much better job of giving you the definition. But basically, it's how much ground a player covers. And speaking of which,
he's not covering that ground as that ball's in the stands for a home run for Reynolds. And now the Yankee lead is 8-7 as Reynolds goes yard for the 32nd time this year.
Well, Mark Reynolds is a dangerous hitter, especially if you get the ball up. And that one's about bell tie. He can put a charge into him. 32nd home run of the year. In fact, he took Garcia deep when we were in Baltimore in the last series. And it was on a similar pitch. The ball ends up in the left field seats.
Well, this is not a pretty outing for Garcia, but still he has the lead because the Yankees have given him the offensive support. It's 8-7 now. And here's Robert Andino. He hits a high fly ball to Gardner. Now, Gardner doesn't have to cover much ground there, Jack, but did he realize that he's considered the best left fielder in baseball?
He did. He said someone had told him that a few weeks ago, and he said, I don't know exactly what the defensive metric is, but the fact that I'm leading the major leagues in it, he said that has to be a good thing. And basically it is how many runs a fielder either saves his team or allows his team. And because Gardner covers so much ground, he actually has a UZR of 22. So he's saved the Yankees, according to this one defensive statistic, 22 runs.
What was the Flaherty's UZR, Jack? Did you look that up?
You know what? I'll have to go back into the archives. I actually think this statistic became in vogue in about 2002. So,
ooh, I'm off the hook.
Here's the 1-0 to Adams, and he hammers a single through the left side. One final thing, Jack, before we let you go. Obviously, the Yankees have called up Jesus Montero, and here comes Joe Girardi, so you're going to have to say this quickly. Are they going to call up Dylan Betances?
Asked Brian Cashman that today, and he said Betances is on the 40-man roster. Very good chance. He wanted to talk Girardi first, but he likes the idea of having the young pitcher up here, even if he just observes what's going on with the Yankees.
Now, Banuelos is not on the 40, so he's probably not going to come up, right?
Exactly. I don't think we'll see him because they're not going to do restructuring of their 40-man roster. Betances is already there.
All right, Jack, we'll talk to you a little bit later. That's it for Freddie Garcia. Rough outing for him. The Yankees go to the bullpen. They lead 8-7 here in the third.
I bought theirs for $23.99, and here's the receipt. Why? My Black Label is only $9.99. $23.99? $9.99. Mine sleeps just as well for $1,400 less.
Downloading music can be expensive, so to save money, I've trained my dog and this cockatoo to play all the hits of the 80s. Hit it, Mr. Butters.
There's an easier way to save. Get online. Go to geico.com. Get a quote. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Oven Gold Turkey is a magnet for sandwich thieves.
Aha! Not today, Jeff. Every day, you switch my boar's head Oven Gold with your cheap turkey made of ground-up pieces and fat and seaweed extract. Seaweed, Jeffrey? Well, not today. Today, I win.
Boar's Head Oven Gold Turkey. Compromise elsewhere.
This Labor Day weekend, it's all for you, New York and New Jersey.
Shop all the so-called Labor Day sales, then buy it from Bob. Tempur-Pedic's 8-inch queen set is $17.99. The Bob-O-Pedic 8-inch set is $5.99. Do the math.
Well, Freddie Garcia had a lot of success against the Baltimore Orioles this year. That's not the case this afternoon. 2 2/3, 9 hits, 7 runs thus far, no walks, 1 strikeout, 56 pitches thrown in the 2 2/3 innings. So Freddie didn't have it, and the Yankees are turning to Scott Proctor, making his first appearance as a Yankee since July 27th of 07, and that's in a game against the Baltimore Orioles. He's back.
Proctor deals to Hudson. It's fouled away.
Flash, I don't know if you agree, but there's some days you have to out-hit your own pitching. If your own pitching's not that good, you're just going to have to score a lot of runs to win ball games. And the Yankees have done that one time today. Now the Orioles have crept back into this one.
Your Yankees, you score 6 runs in the second inning. You feel pretty good about it with Freddie out there, but he just did not have it today.
Hot shot up the middle, a base hit. That's the first major league hit for Kyle Hudson. They'll want that baseball. And Jeter knew it immediately. He just turned around, was ready to toss it to Willie Randolph. So Hudson is in the baseball encyclopedia with a batting average.
Here's the ball coming back in, and Derek Jeter, knowing the opposition, say, "Hey, here you go."
How would he know that like that? I mean, obviously, I don't know why he would know that, but he knew right away when he had that ball that it was the first hit. Grounded to A-Rod. Tough hop. He stays with it. He's going to go across the diamond, and Harding wasn't running hard because he thought the force was going to be at second. So that'll do it. The Orioles creep closer. 2 runs for them. They strand 2. What a game.
Time is running out on Toyota's nationwide clearance event. It's the perfect time to save big and get the Toyota you've been waiting for. Don't miss your last chance to take advantage of the summer's best selection and the year's biggest deals on our most popular models. Lease a 2011 RAV4 for just $219 a month, plus get $500 bonus cash when you lease RAV4. Or lease Highlander for just $269 a month. Hurry in for Labor Day weekend savings. This event ends soon.
Join Yankees Universe, the official fan club of the New York Yankees.
Members enjoy exclusive benefits, including fast-track entry to Yankee Stadium and the New York Yankees Museum, presented by Bank of America.
Access to an exclusive website and a subscription to MLB Game Day Audio.
Benefits increase based on the tier of membership selected.
A portion of all proceeds are donated to Memorial Sloan Kettering, benefiting pediatric cancer research. Join Yankees Universe today by visiting Yankees.com or by calling 800-GO-YANKS.
A leader gives more than anyone else. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Escape with better fuel economy than RAV4 or CR-V for an incredible $179 a month. Just $179. Most MPG, most value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
A leader works hard to be number one. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Fusion with fuel economy that can't be beat by Camry or Accord for $159 a month. Just $159. Unbeatable mileage, best deal.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Well, tomorrow the Yankees continue this series with the O's right here at the stadium. Coverage starts at 6. Yes, the night game with Audi batting practice today, and then the Tri-State Ford pregame. Then John, Kenny, and I are back in the booth for all the action. The Orioles and the Yankees. It all starts tomorrow at 6, and it's only on Yes.
A rare night game of late.
Oh, you sound excited about that.
Get to sleep in every now and then. No complaints, though. Let's see. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6 games will be night games.
Day games.
Day games, I'm sorry. Thank you. Here's Willie Ayer, the third pitcher for the Orioles. And he'll face the top of the Yankee order. This will be his 9th game. And we'll have Jeter, Granderson, and Teixeira here in the bottom of the 3rd. There's not been a 0 put up in any half inning. The Orioles 1, 4, and 2 over the first 3. The Yankees 2 and 6 as they bat here in their 3rd inning. Lincoln scoreboard 8-7 Yankees. High fastball. Did he hold? Yes, he did, said Rob Drake.
Key at bat right here, Flash. Sitting on 299. Yep.
Gotta believe that would be an awfully nice feeling to finish the season above 300 after the way the first half started. A lot of people questioning what they were going to get from Derek Jeter the rest of this contract.
Uphill climb. He's almost to the top of the mountain.
That one is driven out into right center field, but Markakis runs it down for the first out. Well, before he went on the DL coming into today, he was .260 in 62 games. This is his 51st game after coming off the DL. .346, like a different player. Look at the on-base percentage, decidedly different, and the slugging percentage as well.
You know, for me, when I look at those numbers, it's always risky when you talk about a player who gets older, and is he just going through a slump? Or is his career on the downturn? And I'll admit it, I mean, the way Derek was swinging, it didn't look good to me. Didn't see a whole lot of bat speed. And it's amazing how you make a mechanical adjustment and all of a sudden it comes back.
You see more outs like the last one. He hit that ball well to Markakis. First half of the year, you didn't see that. You saw the outs that were dribblers to the infielders, and he was reaching for the ball and off balance. That's not the case lately. Even his outs are hard.
Wave right through that one. 0-2 to Granderson. Granderson with a 2-run double his last time up.
There's a shift on Granderson. Only Andino on the left side.
Foul back. Labor Day matinee here at the stadium. A hot and sticky, humid day.
Feels more like the July 4th day.
It really does.
Yeah. You know, there's certain milepost during the course of the season when you're checking the progress of your team during the baseball season. There's Memorial Day. You see kind of how they're getting out of the box. July 4th, you kind of see how they're doing at the halfway point. And then there's Labor Day. You can see if they have any postseason aspirations for your ball club.
Well, I was thinking like you, Kenny, as I was doing my prep work last night. And I said, let me count how many teams were in first place at Labor Day and how many actually went on to, make the playoffs and finish in first place.
Since which year are we talking about?
We went back to 1995. I didn't have that much time. So this was the beginning of the 6th division format. I thought that was a good time to go back to that.
Okay.
And Jody actually helped. She did both leagues.
Now, what do you all come up with?
We came out with 79 of 96 teams. 79% of teams that were in sole possession of first place on the morning of Labor Day, they went on to win that division. And there's the graphic that
Did Jody make the graphic up?
No. The people in the chart, all
okay.
are great workers,
all right.
but we actually provided them with the
information.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 79%.
That's pretty good.
Shattered bat. Ball goes to Reynolds for the second out. John, you're looking at me.
I feel bad for you.
Why?
You're a happily married, newly married man.
Yeah.
And you're doing research for a game on a Sunday night when you should be enjoying yourself with your wife.
Well, I'm going to tell you what happened. We were sitting there watching TV, and Jody said, why don't we look to see how many teams that were in first place on Labor Day?
So Jody
initiated the actual research, so I was all for it. You have a supportive wife, you got yourself a good life. Here's Mark Teixeira, 2 for 3 against Air Lifetime with 1 home run.
Now, did you two actually get a chance to see Mark Teixeira last night
on Entourage? Yes. This research was done before Entourage and Curb, and then finished afterward.
Okay. Both entertaining shows last night.
Very. But we can't really talk about it because a lot of our crew have it DVR'd. High fly ball off the bat of Teixeira. Hudson is there, and that will do it. As the Yankees are retired, 1-2-3 in the first 0 put up on this scoreboard. We go to the 4th, more research to come. Yankees lead 8-7.
Strangely, Labor Day means taking the day off work. So what do you do with your laborless weekend? Why not save $15 on electronics from J&R? Get this Ooma phone service or this iPod dock. J&R's Labor Day sale. Come downtown and save.
Looking for a great deal on a used Honda? Look no further than Hillside Honda Used Car Lot on Hillside Avenue in Jamaica, Queens. Family owned and operated for over 35 years. Why choose Hillside Honda Used Cars? Along with a 150-point inspection, a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and a free Carfax vehicle history report, their cars look the way they did when they came from the factory. Visit Hillside Honda Used Car Lot at 14419 Hillside Avenue, 1 block from Sutphin Boulevard, just down the street from our main showroom, or at hillsidehondausedcars.com.
Right now, Manhattan Ford is the best place to be with the top 3. The 3 Ford models you want most at prices you'll love best. 1. 2012 Ford Fusion SE for just $139 per month. 2. 2012 Ford Escape XLT for only $137 per month. Or 3. The 2011 Ford Edge SE for just $189 per month. That's 3 great reasons why Manhattan Ford is the best place to be. Online at manhattanford.com and conveniently located at 11th Avenue and 54th Street in the Manhattan Automobile Company.
Dish Network claims they have more HD channels than DirecTV. But what Dish doesn't tell you is that 24 of their HD channels are only in high def, part of the time. So with Dish, when you turn on your flat screen, you might get HD, or you might not. DirecTV now has over 170 HD channels, all in high def, all the time. The most full-time HD channels. Another reason why 50 million people agree. Don't just watch TV, DirecTV.
It is time now for the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz as we go to the 4th inning. Who's the only player to win multiple Gold Gloves as a member of both the Yankees and the Orioles? Interesting.
I got this one.
You got it, really?
Come on, really?
Wow. Kenny, you have
I'm usually terrible at these.
I've got an inkling.
Wow. Scott Proctor against Nick Markakis. There's a strike. 8-7-0 Yanks, 7-10-0 for the O's.
I think think I saw up on the scoreboard. This said this was Scott Proctor's 300th appearance as a New York Yankee. That's a lot of appearances.
He'd been sitting on 299
yeah,
for a long time.
Well, he was used a lot, so that number got up there quickly. Pitches upstairs. Hey, 93 miles an hour, he could still throw it.
Coming back from some arm problems, good velocity up in the zone.
You know, Scott Proctor's overuse, you put that in quotes, it does bring up the old dilemma. You know, when does a pitcher say, "Uncle, you know, I can't go today"? Because if the manager's going to ask you if you can go and he says, "I can go," when's it right for the pitcher to say, "You know what, I'm tired"?
You see the resume. You know what, Michael, the thing about Scott Proctor, and he reminds me a lot of Tanyan Sturtz, and I was lucky enough to play with both of them, the mentality. They want the ball. They want to be there in a big spot. And maybe they don't know how to say no. And if you're a manager, Joe Torre, when he was here, when Scott was here, you have to make that decision for him. But, you know, I talked to Tanyan about this and said, you know, why didn't you say, "I was hurting, I can't go today"? He said, that's not part of the equation. The job description is, when the phone rings, are you ready? Yes. If you say yes, you go out there and compete.
Competitive nature can sometimes be, you can overwhelm yourself.
So Markakis works a walk. Well, it's interesting because Brian Cashman, the Yankee GM, had pulled aside Proctor and said, "You've got a future ahead of you. You can't take the ball every single time. You can tell the manager and the pitching coach you can't go." And Proctor says, "No. When they ask, and if I can lift my arm, I'm going to go out there." And you know what? It worked to his detriment a little bit.
Said Tommy John surgery.
In 2006, he had 83 appearances. And sometimes he's just up in the bullpen, didn't come in. There's Adam Jones. This should be a double play. Tough hop, and Jeter gets it to Cano on the first 6-4-3 double play.
Yeah, the 6-4-3 double play, but it wasn't exactly the smoothest that we've seen from Jeter and Cano. And Jeter, I think the ball got into his bare hand. It was hit hard.
Let's take a look at it as the G Capital partner play. Great partnerships are built on trust at G Capital. We prove that every day.
Yeah, Andrew Jones hit it hard. Jeter stayed with it, threw it into Cano. Cano had trouble getting rid of it, but they still turned it 6-4-3. And I think it got into Jeter's bare hand, and also Cano didn't get the best of feeds, but they still turned it.
There's Guerrero, and there's a strike. Boston and Toronto, top of the 5th inning. There's no score. That's at Rogers Center.
Yeah, Michael, just going back to the conversation about Proctor. I mean, you know, and Kenny, I'm sure in the time that you played, you know, the question was, are you sore or are you hurt? If you're hurt, you don't play, you go on the DL, you can't pitch, whatever it is. If you're sore, I mean, that's part of everyday major league existence. Relief pitchers, their arm never feels 100%. Everyday players always have your bumps and bruises.
Hot shot into center field, a base hit off the bat of Guerrero. That's a tough call, and I think, John, and you'll see how Guerrero redirects this on a pitch high in the zone. I think it's tougher for guys that are on the periphery of the team, where they're not solid 25-man roster guys, stars. I think Mariano Rivera could say, "I can't go today."
You're right. And you know, a guy like Proctor, I remember his first spring training during the spring. We're out stretching before a game, and he basically told me, "I know I'm not going to make this team." And I questioned him, like, "What are you talking about? Just came from the Dodgers, you know, good young arm." And he said, "Well, it's the New York Yankees. I mean, they're not going to bring a guy like me up." Well, sure enough, he gets called up, middle relief role. Then all of a sudden he's pitching more important innings. If you're a young kid and all of a sudden that progression has gotten you to the back end of a bullpen important innings, you're never going to say you can't take the ball.
Grounded to first. Teixeira is there, and that's going to do it. Here in the fourth, the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz. Who's the only player to win multiple Gold Gloves as a member of both the Yankees and the Orioles?
Huh.
Your good buddy.
Yeah, I want to say Mike Mussina.
Yeah. Let's see. It is. Good old Mike.
Good old Mike. You guys were like Mike and Mike here in the years he was here.
We had some good times together, let me tell you.
Yeah, you did. I remember those.
Here's Alex Rodriguez.
Now, did you not know that, or you just chose not to remember?
I didn't. You know, I got to be honest. It didn't click. I didn't know it.
I got you on one.
Yeah.
First time in 6 years.
You know, I think the issue was, though, too much time on the research last night, and I didn't broaden the scope.
Well, you need to talk to Jody.
Right.
Now, when she's willing to do research, let's look into Gold Glovers, play for multiple teams, looking forward to the Orioles coming in.
That was my bad. Thanks. Here's a 3-0 now. It is 3-0 now.
You know, I can honestly say last night my wife did not have any thought about today's broadcast
Really?
on her mind.
Interesting.
Yes.
But she's here today.
She is.
So she's just going to take it in without prep.
Enjoying the game.
Okay.
Letting the game come to her.
My wife was thinking about what's for dinner. Where are we going?
And A-Rod is on base for the third time. 2 walks, and he was hit by a pitch.
Robinson Cano in the second inning. We talked about all the fastballs back to back to back. His third career grand slam, or third this year.
High fly ball, shallow left. Hudson coming on. 1 away. I was also wondering last night the Yankees record on Labor Day. So we went back to the expansion era. The Yankees are 33-27 playing on Labor Day. Grounded softly to second. There's one. Not in time. So 2-way now.
Well, Jones hits this ball right off the end of the bat. A lot of spin on it. It takes a long time to develop. Adams to Hardy and across to Reynolds. It looked like Andrew Jones was busting it down the line there.
Martin fouls it away. Russell is 1 for 2. He struck out in the first and doubled to right in the second. 8-7 Yankees lead. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning here at the stadium. Told you that Boston-Toronto game, bottom of the Beckett left the game early with a leg injury, but it's no score, bottom of the 5th. Count 2-1. It's like the beginning of the Partridge Family.
You know what? I thought there were only 9 players allowed on the field. The Orioles got some extra.
Some relatives.
Yeah.
I like their strut, you know. They're very proud of their stuff.
There was a time when Andrew Jones was a stolen base threat, but not as much anymore.
Fouled away.
You get the feeling of this game, but as Michael pointed out, not until the bottom of the third was it a scoreless 0 put on the scoreboard. And you get the feeling that each team is catching their breath before the next outburst.
A lot of crooked numbers. The 2-2. Grounded to short. Hardy goes the short way, and that will do it here in the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base. Strutting his way to the 5th inning. Yankees up 8-7.
Sorry, I couldn't get away.
You can now.
We are.
Got it.
Don't be the last to know. Get it faster with 4G. It's the network of possibilities. AT&T.
More people are leaving BMW, Mercedes, and Lexus for Audi than ever before. The new Audi A6 is here. Experience it at your local dealer.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with your Audi update. Let's check the Red Sox and Blue Jays. And this is what Michael was talking about. Watch Josh Beckett deliver this pitch to Brett Lowry. Lowry pulls up lame as the runner goes to second. They take a look at his right foot or ankle and decide that's it for Beckett. So on a day in which Eric Bedard could have gone, but he has a knee issue, now Beckett's gone in a scoreless game, top 6.
Thank you, Bob. We'll hear from Bob a little bit later on, along with Jack Curry on the postgame. Let's take a look at tomorrow's starting pitchers, brought to you by Verizon Fios. Get us and visit us online at verizon.com/getfios to get the best deals on Fios. Tommy Hunter will go for the Orioles against Phil Hughes for the Yankees. Coverage begins at 6 p.m. on Yes.
So is Jody already researching that matchup right there?
It's all done.
It's all done already?
All done, yeah.
Incredible.
He can do the scouting reports tomorrow.
Mark Reynolds takes a pitch outside. Now, yesterday after the game, we trumpeted the fact that Joe Girardi was going to announce his 5-man rotation. He didn't. He said they're going to stay with a 6 another time through. So that's why Phil Hughes is in there, and A.J. Burnett will make a start as well. Reynolds pops it up. It's on top of the Oriole dugout.
Russell Martin's run came to an abrupt halt there over near the Oriole dugout. Watch him. It's coming. He thinks he has a chance. Good thing he was wearing that chest protector.
You ever wear that around the house anymore, John, just for old times?
While you're grilling or something?
That's my apron.
Count 1 and 2. Aaron Laffey throwing in the Yankee bullpen.
So Joe Girardi just said he wants to see the rotation one more time.
He said, let's go through it one more time. He said, we all agreed that we thought that everybody had pitched well the last time through. So let's go through it one more time. Now, who knows if they'll say, let's go through it another time.
Yeah, well, how many more weeks in the season? 3?
Well,
3 more?
Yeah, it's the final week of September.
And, you know, you wonder about this American League East, a game and a half today for the Yankees coming in, and, you know, Beckett getting hurt. That could change this race drastically. I mean, you might be able to go 6-man all the way through if you have a big enough lead. My opinion, whatever CC Sabathia wants, keep him on normal rest if he wants. If he wants an extra day, that's fine.
Or push the other guys back?
Yeah. Take care of number 1.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout for Reynolds. We get word from Nesson, the Red Sox broadcast home, that Beckett left with a sprained ankle. There are certainly different degrees of sprain, so we have no idea if this will make him miss a start. There's Robert Andino. Pitch outside from Proctor. Count 1-1.
Remembering back to Scott Proctor in his Yankee days, always a good fastball, a little bit of a sinker when he wanted it, a slider and a curveball. And I know from catching him, he always had this ultimate confidence he could throw that curveball for a strike anytime in the count. And remembering back to Scott's days, that's not the type of pitcher that he was or that he is. More of a power guy.
Count 1-2. Driven out to right field. Andrew Jones going back, looking up, see ya. A home run for Andino, and the game is tied at 8.
We're watching Scott Proctor pitch this afternoon. I mean, he's still pitching like he's got that mid-90-mile-an-hour fastball, and he wants to pitch up in the zone. So Russell Martin call for a fastball up, gives the target up, and it's pretty much out over the plate, and Andino able to drive it the other way. Kind of watching up here thinking, I don't know if Scott could pitch up in the zone with that fastball at 92, 93. In the old days, it was 95, 96.
There's Ryan Adams. And there's a strike.
Get another look here. They want it up and in. It ends up out over the plate. Scott knows it right away. And it's got a chance.
Andino's a player who's getting much more playing time than the Orioles thought. They've had some difficulties filling a spot at third base. And Andino's more thought of as a middle infielder, getting some time at third. That's only his 3rd home run of the year. Reynolds, who had been playing third, is playing first today. Now it's interesting because Reynolds hadn't played third base in a while. They played him yesterday at third. He made 2 more errors, and that one of them was really costly in the loss to Tampa Bay. 26 errors at third base.
Ryan Adams swings and misses. 2 outs.
Now he's back at first today. Here's a look at that last pitch, breaking ball and over the top, and strike 3.
And with Kyle Hudson due up, Joe Girardi's going to take the ball from Scott Proctor. And call on the lefty, Aaron Laffey, with a short outing by Garcia. Girardi's just going to try to piece it together with the pen.
I'm Bob. founder and president of Bob's Discount Furniture. Unlike other furniture stores, I never run a sale and never will. I give the highest quality at the lowest price every single day. That's why you can trust my Bob's.
You could save a bundle with Geico's multi-policy discount. Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance.
One Coors Light coming up. Here you go.
Thanks. Bob, sweet setup.
Yeah, ever since I got this Coors Light home draft, it's like having a bar at home. Thanks.
What's your girlfriend gonna say?
I got that covered.
You're not on the list,
Bob has a list?
and you're not on it.
The Coors Light Home Draft. CO2 pressurized for up to 30 days of fresh frost-brewed draft beer right from your fridge.
Big Daryl, give it up. How you doing, Sarah? Good to see you.
Come on, really?
Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
This Labor Day weekend, it's all for you, New York and New Jersey.
Shop all the so-called Labor Day sales, then buy it from Bob. Need a bedroom? Want quality without breaking the bank? Bob's Louis II is complete. All 8 pieces, only $9.99.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by J&R Music and Computer World, and by Ford, the official truck of the New York Yankees. Well, the Yankees bring in Aaron Laffey. They got him from Seattle, used him one game, and then sent him down, work on some things. And when the rosters expanded, he was brought back up. And here is Laffey right now to face Kyle Hudson. Combined numbers, Yankees and Seattle. 59 hits in 45 and 2/3 innings. And he'll face Kyle Hudson. Hudson with an RBI, his first big league RBI, and a base hit, his first big league hit. So 1 for 3 today. There's a strike.
Remember watching Laffey in that Minnesota Twins series, that outing that you were talking about, Michael, and the breaking ball kind of short. It wasn't really that big sweeping breaking ball you look for from a lefty out of the pen. See if it's any different after his little stint in the minor leagues.
Long run for Gardner, but it's in the seats.
You're looking for the one that sweeps across the strike zone with the downward tilt.
Yeah.
Ayala warming up. Boy, that guy was pumped up over that foul ball. Still high-fiving everybody. The 0-2. Check swing right back to Laffey. And that'll do it. But the game was tied. Scott Proctor on the mound. Robert Andino was at the plate. The Oriole third baseman went yard. Solo shot. Boy, that brings a smile to his face, you would think. 8-8. We're halfway through.
A true leader stays ahead of the competition. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Edge with best fuel economy in its class for an amazing $199 a month. Just $199. Best mileage, best value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Leadership isn't given, it's earned. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Fusion ranked most dependable by J.D. Power for an amazing $159 a month. Just $159. Most dependable, most value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
There I was, sleeping at my desk. I was snoring so loud, I woke myself up. That's exactly when I had my mattress moment. I was tossing, turning, not sleeping well. So I went to the mattress gallery at Raymore and Flanagan. Their experts helped me find the right bed for me. They even delivered it the next day. Now everything's cool. Okay, I'm still snoring, but at least it's in my own bed.
Raymore and Flanagan's Mattress Gallery. Dreams start here.
Meet the Mazda 3 4-door, 5-door, and the one and only Mazda Speed 3. No other car in its class looks like it, feels like it, or most importantly, drives like it. This is a car worth driving, and that's the only kind of car we build. We build Mazdas. What do you drive? Drive off now with the Mazda 3 for just $149 a month during Mazda's Summer Drive.
CBS FM 101.1 with your favorite songs from the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. CBS FM 101.1, New York's greatest hits.
The great Frank Robinson at the game taking in the Yankees against the Orioles. But tomorrow, This Week in Football is back on Yes. After an uneasy offseason, the gang breaks down the free agency frenzy and previews the 2011 Jets and Giants campaigns. For weekly analysis, predictions, interviews, and more, it's This Week in Football presented by Geico. The new season premieres tomorrow at 11, only on Yes.
Yep, Frank Robinson, 9th on the all-time home run list, 586 home runs, the only player to be the MVP in the National League and the American League. Did it with Cincinnati and with the Baltimore Orioles.
When the Reds traded him to Baltimore, they thought that he was done. It showed that he wasn't done.
Yeah, he was the MVP that year. He hit 49 home runs for Baltimore.
New pitchers Jim Johnson, and Montero hits one deep to right. There it goes. See ya. His first big league home run. Jesus Montero with one swing gets the Yankees a 9-8 lead. Well, he's filling up the columns. First base hit, first run scored, now first home run.
So it tells you a lot when a right-handed hitter hits a ball like this the other way. And you can talk about Yankee Stadium, how it's a short porch in right field. But this is a bomb the other way. Big smile on his face shows you why the Yankees are so excited about his potential as a hitter.
Well, they want a curtain call, and there he goes. Kind of shy wave as Gardner tries to bunt. Bunt's foul.
This is what Flash is talking about. Right down the middle. You can usually do anything you want with a pitch like that, and he decided to put it into the seats in right field. When you got power to the opposite field like that, that means you got awesome power if you pull the ball or straight away center. That was a long blast.
Montero's going to get a chance to be the everyday DH. They'll play him against some righties as well, and they think so much of him. It looks like they found the kid who got the ball, and now they'll start to negotiate so Montero could get his first home run back. Grounded to second, and Adams makes the play to retire Gardner.
You know, and I hate to say this, but I always used to watch Alex Rodriguez and the way that he can drive the ball the other way, Kenny, and you talk about how he lets it get deep. It's such a luxury for a hitter, and to see a young hitter have the ability to do that, I mean, that has to be exciting for Kevin Long and the whole organization. That's the toughest thing to learn. You just don't see young hitters with power the other way like that.
Yeah, against the traffic.
Yeah.
So the Yankees back up top now 9-8, and here's Derek Jeter with one out. He's 1 for 3 today. And this is how that swing looked from up top.
You see, he let the ball travel, get deep, but it wasn't deep enough. Quick stroked it.
Check swing. Ground ball to first. Reynolds will take it himself and beats Jeter to the bag. Jeter started to hustle as Reynolds was taking too much time, but the out was recorded. What is he thinking right now? What's he feeling? 4 hits in the big leagues, and now he has his first big league home run.
It seems like he's settling in a little bit now. That first hit out of the way, and then a couple of hits yesterday. First big league home run.
Swing and a miss.
How long did it take you to get the first home run, Kenny?
Oh, this is 12 at bats, I think. If I'd kept that pace up, I'd really had something going.
Right back to Johnson behind the back and makes the play. Jesus Montero goes yard for the first time in the big leagues. 21 years old, a Yankee, and a home run hitter that gave the Yankees a 9-8 lead as we go to the 6th inning.
The real enemy is out there. Who's with me?
X-Men First Class Friday.
It's a giant Labor Day sale at PC Richard & Son. We have the largest selection of appliances. Now up to 25% off and up to 18 months financing. Huge savings on the largest selection of television. Buy this Samsung 55-inch 3D Smart TV and get this 32-inch LCD free. Save big on thousands of items throughout the store. Guaranteed lowest prices. Plus, next day delivery, professional installation, and the best repair service in the business. Nobody beats PC Richard & Son.
When I was a young pup, I learned how to sniff out the pick of the pre-owned Lexus litter and how to be a woman or man's best friend when it came to finding the lowest prices. Now that I'm older, I look back on my pedigree and feel pride in the thousands of people who've lapped up the savings I've pointed them to. Like a dog with a bone, I won't stop until you find the model, year, and color you'll love or exchange it within 48 hours with our worry-free exchange policy. Don't get me wrong, working like a dog to hunt down the perfect pre-owned Lexus for you wasn't all hard work.
How do you engineer excellence? With the GMC Acadia, you give it better highway fuel economy than Toyota or Honda, better cargo space, and better towing than Ford Explorer. The GMC Acadia, when you compare it to the competition, the choice is exceptionally clear. Now during the GMC summer event, lease this 2011 Acadia SL for $299 per month.
It's time for another look at today's Toyota Text Ball. Once again, the question, as Mariano Rivera approaches the all-time saves record, which of his achievements has impressed you the most? Now, you've been texting us at 58772. Here's how you vote it. It's close.
Wow.
The 42 postseason saves just edges out the 0.71 postseason ERA. So Yankee fans are very postseason-centric the way they voted. Aaron Laffey to J.J. Hardy. It's outside 1-0 as we go to the 6th inning. It's 9-8 Yankees. A seesaw affair here in the Bronx. Count 2-0. Want to send out birthday wishes. Sarah Costello is 87 today. Watches every single Yankee game, and she's with her family today around the TV watching the Yankees score all of these runs. So happy birthday to Sarah Costello. 87.
87 years young.
Also, our studio director, Michael Cooney, celebrating a birthday today. He is 71 years old. Refusing to retire, although many people are trying to push him out, but he remains, and happy birthday to Michael. J.J. Hardy works a walk.
I think you're going to see Michael Cooney before you know it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Markakis is a strike.
Seen a couple of different breaking balls from Laffey here in this at bat to Markakis. The first one kind of a bigger sweeping slider than I thought I saw in Minnesota. There, a little tight cutter at 86. Fastball up at 88. Seen lefties, young lefties, make some adjustments. Boone Logan this year dropping his arm angle, and breaking ball was noticeably better and has had a better second half.
Skied out to left, backing up is Gardner on the track. He'll make the play to retire Markakis. September 11, 2001 was a day New Yorkers will never forget, and a time when our city showed its strength and resilience. Thursday night, the Yes Network examines the role New York sports played in the city's recovery, featuring interviews with Yankees Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera, and our very own Paul O'Neill. 9/11 Remembered premieres Thursday at 10 right here on Yes, and the Yankees are also going to hold a special ceremony to honor the 10-year anniversary of September 11th. That's going to take place this Wednesday, September 7th, prior to the Yankees-Orioles game. So the Yankees ask that their fans please take the seats by 12:30, with the ceremony slated to begin at 12:40. That's going to do it for Aaron Laffey. The Yankees go to the bullpen. Ayala comes on to face Jones. Stay right here.
My Bob-O-Pedic memory foam 8-inch queen set is only $5.99. Your Tempur-Pedic 8-inch set is $17.99.
That's $1,200 more than Bob.
Prove your claim that you sleep better on yours, not mine.
He can't.
Another good thing about Geico is they've got, like, real live people working there 24/7. So, like, say you need to report a claim, right? A real person will be there to help you. Then you can use Geico.com to view photos of the damage, track your claim, print an estimate. You want an English muffin? They literally hand you a toasted muffin with butter and jam. Oh, it's tasty. That's a complete dramatisation, of course, but you get my point.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
This Labor Day weekend, it's all for you, New York and New Jersey.
Shop all the so-called Labor Day sales, then buy it from Bob. Real marble in brown or white, even real granite, only $7.99. Elsewhere, nowhere but Bob's.
Well, it's time for the game summary, brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. A lot of numbers there. 9-8-0 Yanks, 8-12-0 O's. Cano with his third grand slam of the year, 7th of his career. Granderson a 2-run double and a run scored. And Reynolds and Andino each have homered for the Orioles. Montero hit his first career home run in the big leagues. Luis Ayala will face Adam Jones. Runner at first with one out here in the 6th. Yankees up by 1. Pitch inside.
Ayala sinker slider type pitcher, and Joe Girardi thinking ground ball double play. In fact, Jones hit into one last time up. It was a rocket. And Derek Jeter.
Good numbers for Ayala, 1.97 ERA. And Adam Jones gets hit. Didn't seem like he really tried to get out of the way. He will take first, hit by pitch.
A little bit too much run on that sinker from Ayala. And see what Michael's talking about here. See the ball run in on Adam Jones, just off the hip.
Well, Don Baylor looking like right there.
Yeah,
just turn right into it, Kenny.
So here's Vlad Guerrero.
Guerrero Guerrero, at this point in his career, you can beat him inside with a good fastball. Likes to extend his arms. Having a good afternoon. 2 for 3, a couple of singles and a run. Not as quick inside as he was in his younger days. Kenny, do I dare to say a little bit more patient? Ahead in the count 2-0. Usually swinging at anything you throw up there.
No, I wouldn't say that. It's just
didn't like those two.
It's hard for him to take 3 in a row. Let's put it that way.
Foul away.
Yeah, he's going to swing him. His at-bats have a tendency to be over fairly quickly. Doesn't walk very often. Doesn't strike out very often. Never struck out 100 times in a season. For a player with as many home runs and as many hits as he's had.
A little conversation here with Russell Martin, and you know, one of these conversations could be along the lines as Guerrero is such a bad ball hitter, but pitchers are always trained to throw the ball over the plate, not to throw the ball off the plate.
Guerrero's only walked 14 times. He's only struck out 48 times this year. He's got 467. Well, actually a few more now. 470 ABs.
2-1. 2-2.
I think it's amazing that he hasn't struck out 100 times in a year. He never gets to 2 strikes.
Just puts the ball in play early.
Or very rarely.
Still 2-2. And the 2-2 swung on a miss and down. So Guerrero chases a pitch outside, goes down swing.
This was going to swing back towards the corner. I think Guerrero was guarding against a call strike 3, but he couldn't spoil it. These are the ones you're just hoping to spoil if you're a hitter. It looked like it might have been off the plate.
Did a good job making him aware inside a couple of pitches before that. He was able to bring that sinker back like Kenny showed you.
He's not been the hitter with runners in scoring position. He has been in the past. Just 239.
Matt Wieters takes a strike. Wieters today is 1 for 3 with a run scored.
Now, on the other hand, Wieters has been among the best with runners in scoring position all season long. And right now over 360.
Chopped slowly to Jeter. And he gets Wieters for the fine line. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We're at the bottom of the 6th. 9-8 Yanks.
A leader works hard to be number 1. During the leadership sales drive, get a Ford Fusion with fuel economy that can't be beat by Camry or Accord for $159 a month. Just $159. Unbeatable mileage, best deal.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
The ultimate triple play from Optimum gives you great TV, and now you can take it to every corner of your home. Watch live TV on your iPad, and now on your iPhone and iPod Touch with the Optimum app. Get Optimum Online Boost Plus with internet 3 times faster than Fios. A free advanced wireless router, and great features like Optimum Link. Just call 866-333-7162. Get the best TV, internet, and phone. Just $99.80 a month with the ultimate triple play from Optimum.
In 1 year, U.S. restaurants can produce up to 1.4 million pounds of grease, enough to fill 3,300 kiddie pools, over 33,000 water coolers, or 111,000 bird baths. Of course, a lot of it ends up right here.
Skip the grease. Go for the breakthrough taste of the new Subway Oven Crisp Chicken. Always baked, never fried. Merely 7 grams of fat and the newest part of a Subway Fresh Fit meal. Subway, eat fresh.
Leadership isn't given, it's earned. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Fusion ranked most dependable by J.D. Power for an amazing $159 a month. Just $159. Most dependable, most value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
You endured the lockout, followed the free agent frenzy, and tackled the training camps. The time for talk is now.
That to me is just mind-boggling.
Here's the deal.
He is a difference maker. It is unbelievable.
Don't miss the season premiere of This Week in Football presented by Geico. Tomorrow at 11, only on Yes.
We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's time to take a look at the Yankees in-game box score. We got a double and a run scored for Derek, a double, 2 ribbies and a run scored for Granderson. Mark Teixeira with a home run in the 1st inning, 2 runs scored. Robinson Cano, a grand slam. Ribby for Jones, a double for Martin. Jesus Montero's first big league home run. And the first pitch from Johnson to Teixeira is low.
Now, Michael, this is Johnson's 58th game, and we talked about this briefly in Baltimore. They're supposedly trying to stretch him out and give him a start here in September. Remember, it might wait till spring training, but he's got several pitches. He's got a good fastball, mid-90s, has an excellent changeup, good slider, and they're thinking Flash that they're looking for starters, and the feeling is they might weaken their bullpen by bringing him in as a starting pitcher next year. Look out, man.
I've always liked his stuff at the back end of the bullpen. A good fastball. You see 95 up and in right there to Mark Teixeira, but good movement down in the zone. But interesting, Kenny, at this point in the year, you would stretch him out innings-wise to try to get him a start. I mean, wouldn't you just kind of wait for the offseason?
Well, usually he's been a 1-inning guy, so this is his 2nd inning.
Serve into left center. It's a base hit.
He's been one of their better relievers. He's only given up 3 home runs all year. But Tex gets him back for that up and in pitch, and smokes one into center for a base hit. Outside of going deep after being knocked down, base hit will have to do.
That's going to bring up Alex. Yet to have an official at bat. 2 walks and is hit by a pitch. Scored 2 runs. He's 5 for 24 since coming off the DL. 1-0.
Over the winter, you're right, Flash, that they could inform him. Just come to spring training with the mindset that you're going to be starting games. We're going
to prepare yourself during the winter to come into camp to win a starting job in the rotation.
And if it doesn't work out, you just go back to the bullpen.
Right. Ground ball to second. Let's see if they turn 2. There's one on to first. It's a double play. 4-6-3 double play, 2 away.
Alex trying to sneak one through the right side, but Adams goes to his left, turns and fires accurately to Hardy. Then back on to Reynolds for the double play.
Watch Adams make that play right there as Johnson loves it. But, you start thinking about Brian Roberts and how different this team is without him. Their all-star second baseman still fighting concussion symptoms. Really changes a lineup. I guess he's still trying to work his way back for a game in September. Doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't. He actually had a press conference the other day and said it doesn't really. He wants to, but realistically, it doesn't look as though he's going to appear in an Oriole uniform for the remainder of this season. And he's a good player. Hopefully he can get back to what he was and playing second base for Baltimore next year.
Well, not only is he good defensively, but at the top of the order, he kind of ignites everything. Red Sox in Toronto still scoreless, top of the 8th inning at Rogers Center. Red Sox just lost 2 out of 3 to Texas after losing 2 out of 3 to the Yankees. 1-2. 2-2. Cano with a single in the first and a grand slam in the second. Then he flied out to left in the fourth. He has a 9-game hitting streak. 24 home runs and 105 ribbies. The 2-2. Count full at 3-2. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Grounded foul.
That looked like a 3-2 changeup. No, a little out in front, rips it foul. That's a lot of respect.
The right-hander deals the 3-2. Grounded to first and off the glove of Reynolds. Fielded there by Adams and flips to Johnson. You score that 3-4-1 to get Cano for the final out of the 6th. No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Tough hop, but right behind him is Adams, and covering is Johnson as we go to the 7th.
Yankee fans, experience the thrill of college football at Yankee Stadium. On November 12th, come out to see the Rutgers Scarlet Knights take on the Black Knights of Army. And on December 30th, be part of the College Bowl season when the Big East tackles the Big 12 in the 2nd annual New Era Pinstripe Bowl. Ticket packages for the 2-game series are now on sale at Yankees.com/football and at PinstripeBowl.com. Remember, purchase early and save.
Life is full of missed opportunities, but there's one opportunity that's too good to miss. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2011 RX 350 all-wheel drive for $459 a month for 36 months, with $39.34 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
We share. Shop from anywhere. And are always connected. We live in a social world. Isn't it time we had a social currency to match? Membership rewards points from American Express. Use them to get the things you love from Amazon.com, Ticketmaster.com, and more unexpected places. They're a social currency with endless possibilities.
Life is full of missed opportunities, but there's one opportunity that's too good to miss. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2011 IS 250 all-wheel drive for $339 a month for 36 months, with $39.14 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
Football season is back, and Yes is ready for kickoff. Sunday on the season premiere of Football Sunday with Mike Francesa. Get previews, predictions, and analysis of all the Week 1 games. Plus, Mike is live at Mulcahy's on Long Island for a special 9/11 tribute show. Football Sunday premieres Sunday morning at 8, only on Yes.
USAA would like to recognize our American military members here at the stadium today. And we thank them for all that they do for us. We go to the 7th inning here at the stadium. Yankees holding on to a 9-8 lead. They were down 5-2. They are up 8-5. Then it was 8-7. Then it was 8-8. Now it's 9-8. The difference in the game, Jesus Montero's first big league home run. And on the Cadillac scoreboard, you see the numbers. Here's Mark Reynolds. Mark Reynolds in 09 set the strikeout record with 223. Last year it was 211. In 08 it was 204. Each year, those are the top 3 strikeout totals in baseball history for a single season. And he's on pace now for 197 this year. I think you have to do some math, though, and I wonder what the math is. What's worth it? What makes all those strikeouts worth it? How many home runs can you justify having that many strikeouts?
Or RBIs. I mean, 74 RBIs.
32 homers.
Got to be more RBIs for me. I mean, with all those strikeouts, you just figure in a big spot against big-time pitching, he's not going to get the job done. If I was a manager, I wouldn't have the confidence. Beats up maybe the back end of rotation guys.
I think one of the keys is you can't have too many guys on your team that strike out a lot. That's because strikeouts, you don't advance base runners. You know, guys who put the ball in play, you know, somebody leads off with a double, hit the ball right side, you move them over. Guy who strikes out a lot, he's staying at second. And then you don't have the chance of a fly ball scoring a run.
And Reynolds works a walk, so he is on for the 3rd time tonight. Here's Andino, who was 2 for 3, hit a home run in the 5th, and that momentarily tied the game at 8. As Kenny mentioned, getting his chance to play every day, not at his natural position, but doing a good job at 3rd. There's a strike.
Andino's had some time at second. He's had some time at short, and now some extended time at 3rd base. The last time we saw him in Baltimore, he was playing 3rd.
Boone Logan getting ready. Popped up. Andrew Jones hardly moves to the 1st out. You know, talk about little victories that you take out of a tough season. Before the game, talking about Mark Reynolds, Buck Showalter said, well, at least we're keeping him under 200 strikeouts. So I guess that's somewhat of a Pyrrhic victory. I'm not sure. Let's see if the Yankees can turn 2. There's 1. There's 2. A 4-6-3 double play as they double up. Ryan Adams, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. At the end of 6.5 innings of play, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. Here at the stadium, Yankees lead 9-8, but we'll stay right here to honor America in the Bronx.
Please rise. And offer a moment of silent prayer. We remember the servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now, join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
This moment in patriotism is brought to you by USAA.
The biggest moments, when the crowd was cheering and the pressure was intense, I think of my grandfather and the courage he showed serving in the military.
USAA, we know what it means to serve.
At USAA, we believe honor is not exclusive to the military, and commitment is not limited to one's military oath.
The same set of values that drive our nation's military are the ones we used to build USAA Bank. From free checking to credit cards to loans, our commitment to the military, veterans, and their families is without equal. Visit us online to learn what makes our bank so different. USAA, we know what it means to serve.
This moment in patriotism is brought to you by USAA. My dad is a military vet. He's the real champion. He's the one we should call a hero. USAA, we know what it means to serve.
Hey, I'm Curtis Granderson. Check out what's happening on YesNetwork.com.
Don't miss Chris Sheeran's weekly Off the Wall podcast for an in-depth discussion of the Yankees playoff chase. Stream it now at YesNetwork.com or subscribe on iTunes. It's the Off the Wall podcast at YesNetwork.com.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with your Tri-State Ford update. Let's check out the Tigers and Indians. And it's all about Doug Fister in this one. Getting the start for the Tigers. Bottom of the second, strikes out Jelly Duncan. Later with the Tigers leading, Kosuke Fukudome goes down swinging. In all, 13 strikeouts over 8 strong innings for Doug Fister as the Tigers win it 4-2.
Thanks a lot, Bob. As we go to the bottom of the 7th inning here, Yankees lead 9-8. You know, I kind of feel proud. Because when we saw Doug Fister pitch for the we all said, wow, that guy is going to be a good pitcher if they get him on a good team. And then the Tigers made a great trade.
And they really did. His one loss record was terrible. But watching him work, 4 quality pitches, nice move.
Just another pitcher that somebody's going to have to deal with in the postseason.
Cadillac scoreboard, Yankees lead 9-8. Andrew Jones takes a strike from Jim Johnson.
So what you guys are saying that Dave Dombrowski, the GM of the Tigers, saw exactly what you saw.
Did a good job.
Or one of their scouts who was here watching that game.
He's not going to overpower you, John, but he's going to throw strikes and be aggressive.
Remember what the velocity upper 80s maybe would hit 90, but a strike throwing machine with a little cutter, you know, just enough on the cutter. You'd have to respect it and look like he knew what he was doing out there. Competes.
I thought I heard Bob say 13 strikeouts today.
I don't see him having that type of stuff, but that's a good day.
Strike 3. Andrew Jones out looking. Does not like that call.
We'll take a look at strike 3, and it's a sinker backdoor. Like it's off the plate a little bit.
1 away. That'll bring up Russell Martin. Grounded through for a base hit. Second hit for Martin.
You know, Martin picks up the base hit, but the reaction of Reynolds, the first baseman, I thought he had a chance to get this ball if he goes to his right. Almost immediately he headed for the bag as if he had no chance. Here's the ball, hit on the ground to the right side. Reynolds, I think he had a chance to at least make the effort and maybe knock it down, but he's going the other way. That's inexperience on the right side.
Well, here's Jesus Montero, last time up, his first big league home run. There's a strike.
Yeah, that's going to be the first adjustment as we see the home run out over the plate. Montero hammers it a long way to right field, but the adjustment now, pitchers are going to start pounding you inside to see if you can handle that inner half. That's where that first strike was. Going back in there again.
And speaking of the Tigers, and they won today, they beat Cleveland, but they were Sunday Night Baseball at home, and you know, they finished fairly late. Had a day game today in Cleveland. Cleveland's not that far from Detroit. I mean, maybe they went the direct way, took a freighter across the lake, but they won both games. Yeah, beat the White Sox 18-2 and then beat Cleveland. They're 2 closest pursuers in the Central.
sure Buck Showalter, you know, having their AAA team, Baltimore, is in the International League, right, Kenny? They've still Rochester?
No, they are down at Norfolk, yeah, Tidewater.
Still the IL. I'm sure he got some reports on Montero from his AAA staff.
You know, one thing you find out a lot about young hitters, you know, a lot of guys can hit when they're ahead in the count, but how do they hit when they're behind in the count? And you saw Montero check on a close pitch in the dirt, tried to get him to swing at it. That's how you learn if you know, young guys can hit when they're down in counts. Maybe 0-2. Can they fight back from 0-2?
Broken bat pop-up down the right field line. A long run for Markakis. It's a foul ball.
Well, if you think of a generic minor league hitter with good numbers, the first thing that comes to mind is they can hit a fastball. And they're probably a pull guy. They like to pull the ball a little bit. Montero, to me, looks like he likes the ball out over the plate, hits the ball to right field. The toughest thing to teach for a young hitter. Maybe might be exploited a little bit on the inner half. I'm sure of things that Kevin Long, the hitting instructor, is watching bat to at bat. Where are they trying to get him out? What can he handle? And we'll get a good look at the bat that shatters here on the fastball inside. Little open stance, closes with his front foot. Kind of has a little waggle with the bat there, Kenny. Maybe gives him a little length where you can beat him inside, but something that can be cleaned up.
They're coming back in there.
That one's driven out to right field again. Markakis looking. See ya. Back-to-back home runs for the Yankees. 21-year-old rookie. And the Yankees lead 11-8. What an afternoon for Jesus Montero.
Well, it looked like they were set up inside. I don't think that's where the pitch went. One thing a young hitter or any hitter has to do. When a pitcher misses his spot, you got to make him pay. They want him to come out again.
There's a strike to Gardner.
They have to tell him to do it.
And the second curtain call for Montero.
Now, Kenny, you mentioned Johnson had only given up a few home runs this year. And Montero has now gotten them back-to-back at bats. And like you said, it was out over the plate. How many times you see a young hitter hit a ball like this, puts his head down halfway to first base, knowing it's way gone?
That's power. It's supposed to be down and in. It was down middle. And Johnson's given up just 5 homers, 2 of them to Montero today.
Gardner down looking.
What's the reaction? Out over the plate. Fans, teammates, everybody knows it.
Hitting coach likes it. Well, Brian Cashman said when the Yankees started this homestand a couple of days ago, he said that he felt that Montero could be in the class of Manny Ramirez or the Tigers' Miguel Cabrera, which is unbelievably high praise.
Yeah, I was going to say very high praise.
How about that? As Mark Teixeira channeling the great Mel Allen. Count 1-1. He looks like a kid, but he doesn't hit like one.
I wonder if going to get that ball too.
Speaking of kids, I have my son Brian at the game today, and he texted me before that at bat. It says Montero, legend in the making. He liked what he saw, that home run at bat.
Now he has been pretty much given the stamp of approval by Montero, and here's why. Brian said legend in the making. Montero said, yeah, that's right, baby. Mark Teixeira likes what he sees. So does Kevin Long. Everybody's happy with the Yankees. No one happier than that 21-year-old.
I'm just saying, Peter Jackson, a great director with a great track record. Wow.
It's District 9. But please put a little money into the script.
What?
Woody Allen, the greatest director of all time?
If the 3D things take off, his height, and all of a sudden...
Crazy? What about Scorsese or Alfred Hitchcock?
Oh, come on!
Guys, come on, keep it down, please. We're going for another take.
Don't just talk about films, make them.
Hi, I'm Cindy with Lee's Toyota, family owned and operated for over 50 years, where more than 200,000 satisfied customers can't be wrong. Lee's is known as the hallmark of honesty, integrity, quality, and service in the automotive trade. We have a huge inventory of new Toyotas with 0% financing available. There's no waiting. Walk in, drive it home, you own it. Also, we welcome lease returns of any make or model and offer top dollar for your trade. See what a great deal really is at Lee's Toyota.
Dish Network claims they have more HD channels than DirecTV. But what Dish doesn't tell you is that 24 of their HD channels are only in high def, part of the time. So with Dish, when you turn on your flat screen, you might get HD, or you might not. DirecTV now has over 170 HD channels, all in high def, all the time. The most full-time HD channels. Another reason why 50 million people agree. Don't just watch TV, DirecTV.
Well, you can vote along with us for today's Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 58772 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Today's candidates are number 1, Robinson Cano. Number 2, Jesus Montero. That would be Brian Flaherty's pick. Number 3, Curtis Granderson. Number 4, Mark Reynolds. So vote now and make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. Jesus Montero, his first big league home run. That came in the 5th. And his second big league home run came in the 7th. So he scored 3 runs today. Also walked and scored. Hyundai scoreboard 11-8 Yankees. Yankees make a couple of changes. First, Boone Logan takes over on the mound. The Yankees' 5th pitcher. Freddie Garcia started for the Yankees. He got roughed up. Boone Logan has good numbers on the year. And the new right fielder is Chris Dickerson taking over for Andrew Jones. It'll be the top of the order. Kyle Hudson, who had his first big league hit, a single in the 3rd inning. And a bunt, foul. There's Dickerson taking over for Andrew Jones. The 0-1. There's a strike. 0-2.
Yeah, watching Boone Logan his last few weeks here, he's had a very good breaking ball down and away to the lefties. And just when they think it's a breaking ball, he zips that fastball over the outside corner as well. Working around the mid-90s.
Grounded to first. Teixeira will beat the speedy Hudson to the bag, 1 away.
There's that breaking ball right there you're talking about, Kenny. Backside of a left-handed hitter leaves a little bit early. Comes out this way.
There it goes.
Easy ground ball.
That wasn't even the best one. This one had kind of middle of the plate. Wasn't quite far enough away, but still got the desired effect, got the out.
Here's J.J. Hardy against Logan. And a strike.
You know, Hardy's had a great year. The Orioles signed him to a 3-year extension. got 26 home runs. He's had more home runs this year than Orioles shortstops combined in the last 4 years. So he's really added the power element to shortstop. He's got the most home runs of any shortstop in the American League. Only Troy Tulowitzki of the Rockies has more.
I like the way he holds his hands down low, Kenny.
Yeah.
You know, a little down by his waist.
Good high fastball hitter.
Driven out into center field. On the run is Granderson. He can't get there, and it's going to roll the wall as Hardy picks up a one-out double.
The example of it was in Baltimore, and it was David Robertson who came in and threw 2 high fastballs by a couple of the Oriole hitters for strike 3, and he tried the same thing with Hardy, and Hardy took him into the seats. The hands are low, as Flash said, but he can get on top. For some reason, fastballs up don't bother him. You know, you usually don't want you to carry your hands that low because it's hard to get on top, but he's got quick wrists, and you can see this one coming right at you as he runs it into the gap in right center field for a double.
No, you're right, Kenny. If I'm a catcher and I see somebody walk up to the plate with his hands down low, the first thing you try to do is expose him up in the zone. Hardy has taken advantage of that this year, the tune of 26 home runs.
It's only a decoy for him, though.
Yeah.
There's a strike to Marquez.
Here comes the sun.
The 0-1. Grounded right side and through for a base hit. J.J. Hardy is being waved on. The ball is booted by Dickerson, and that allows Marquez to go to second. Then the ball hits Marquez. He's going to third. The throw by Jeter. In time. Now Buck Showalter is going to come out and argue with Bruce Dreckman.
Well, first of all, it's a base hit to run batted in. Continuing on the second on the error by Dickerson, but then he gets a little greedy. Jeter with a quick throw. The tag, and he's called out. Let's take a look at it on the Coors Light freeze cam. The reach for the bag, and the tag, and Dreckman thinks he's out.
Dreckman's wrong. Looks like he got his fingertips in there. So that's going to do it for Boone Logan. There are 2 outs. Nobody on as Joe Girardi again goes to the bullpen. Take another look. That one, it was very, very close. Bang, bang play. Willie Randolph said safe, but Bruce Dreckman said no. We'll be back.
We were training to ID cheap store brand pens.
Turn left, please.
I can't tell, Chief.
They all look the same. Remove your jackets, please.
I bet they bought cheap knockoff pens.
They said it was just as good as a Uniball rollerball.
Just as good.
Is never, never, never.
Just as good.
Next time, buy right from WB Mason and get real Uniball pens.
At a price you'll love.
Who but WB Mason?
Okay, you're the good cop. I'm the bad cop.
Look, it's still a great time to refinance.
Listen up, Buster. We're not going to pay any closing fees.
I do what she says, friend. I can't control her.
Well, it's the no closing fee refinance, so we pick up the closing fees.
Oh, you're going to pick up the closing fees?
Yes. On average, that's $3,300 at closing.
$3,300?
That's a lot of donuts.
Visit Capital One Bank today to refinance your mortgage, and we'll pick up on average $3,300 at closing.
What's in your wallet?
I'm good.
Sorry, I couldn't get away.
You can now.
Corey Wade comes on for the Yankees, and he is going to face Adam Jones with 2 outs here in the 8th. The Yankees lead 11-9. And Wade deals a strike. The Yankees have used 6 pitchers. Freddie Garcia didn't have much. Then it was Scott Proctor, Aaron Laffey, Luis Ayala, Boone Logan, and now Corey Wade. Those are the numbers on Wade. Grounded. Fair ball, knocked down by A-Rod, but it's going to be a base hit for Jones.
Jones hits a high chopper. Looked like A-Rod off the bag, and fair ball is the call off the glove, and it's going to be an infield single for Adam Jones, who's, well, let's see. It's on the line and over the corner of the bag.
Very close.
Tough call right there.
Here's Vlad Guerrero. And there's a strike from Wade. Vlad is 2 for 4. Came into the game 1 for his last 16.
You always worry about Guerrero and the power that he has had in the past. 11 home runs coming into this at bat. Not the same type of pop that we're used to. Corey Wade doing a nice job jumping out ahead 0-2. You have a couple of pitches to play with here. Make sure you don't make a mistake in the zone.
You almost don't have to throw him a strike. You know, there's.
Now you might wonder, why is Corey Wade in there with a 2-run lead? The Yankees are trying to rest their guys. They've been using them a lot. Runner goes right back to Wade. He fields and flips to first, and that'll do it. So it works out for Joe Girardi as he pieces it right through the 8th. Does he go to Mo in the 9th? Well, he's got an 11-9 lead as we go to the bottom of the 8th.
If I drive for you, you get your money. I don't sit in while you're running it down. I don't carry a gun. I drive.
2,000 heists in this city.
Whose money do I have?
This driver's got to go.
Rated R. Starts September 16th.
Phones are starting to do some really interesting things. You can go 3D. You can jump on a 4G network and do everything blazing fast. And get some really cool Facebook integration. I am a huge fan of HTC phones. Best Buy Mobile isn't just about phones. We're about the plans, too. We carry everybody.
We sit down and have a conversation to figure out the best phone and the best plan for you. Now get the Sprint HTC Evo Shift 4G and the AT&T HTC Inspire 4G for free.
Smartphones, smart plans, all in one place.
Yep, we had a good year at Chevy. They gave us a Consumer's Digest Best Buy Award, then they gave us an IIHS Top Safety Pick, and you gave us your approval. So we thought, why not give a little back? The Chevy Model Year Wrap-Up. Get in on our greatest model year yet. And now, well-qualified lessees can get a low-mileage lease on a Chevy Malibu LS for around $179 a month.
Find your nearest dealer on ChevyOffers.com.
WB Mason's Buy Right program features the office furniture brands you want at prices you'll love, like quality office chairs from Hahn, fully assembled and delivered to your office. For all your office needs, who but WB Mason?
After the final out, you got to stay here for the WB Mason postgame as Bob Lorenz will break down today's matchup and get the latest highlights from around baseball. Nobody does that better than Bob. He's a 3-time Emmy winner. Plus, Joe Girardi's press conference, and Jack Curry will talk to the players in the clubhouse. It's all coming up after the final out, only on Yes.
3 times.
3 times in a row. That's dominance. There's nobody even a close second.
You got the hat trick.
Standing there saying, bring it on.
That's right. Let's go for 4. That's right. Troy Patton will pitch here in the bottom of the 8th, 14th game. Here's Granderson, 1 for 4, 2-run double, run scored. Hyundai scoreboard 11-9 Yanks. Patton deals. Outside.
Second time around for Patton in an Oriole uniform this year. Scheduled to face a few left-handed hitters coming up.
Well, after Granderson, he's got to navigate 2 righties before he gets to Cano.
Yeah.
Good fastball up and in right there, left on left.
You know, Michael, we were talking the other day when we were in Boston when the Yankees were in there playing the Sox, and Adrian Gonzalez was on hand too. We said at the time we thought it might be Granderson or Gonzalez who were in the lead for the MVP. But if Granderson could have a month of September like he had in August, he's going to win. 10 home runs, scored 29 runs in August, and had 29 runs batted in. So if he could have that type of month, he would win. Simple as that.
Well, so far September's not that kind. 3 for 24 so far, but he did have that 2-run double in the second. Pitch is high. Deep to left as Hudson drifts over and will make the play on the warning track right near the foul line for the second out.
Hudson's getting a taste of left field at Yankee Stadium. You notice had the glasses down. Is this about the time of day when left fielders are challenged by the sun? The sun recently broke through the clouds, and Hudson drifting towards the line was able to make the play.
Here's Alex Rodriguez. Mariano Rivera is warming in the Yankee bullpen. The 1-0. 2-0. Hot shot up the middle, a base hit. 2-out single. First hit for Alex today.
Those are the type of hits you're looking for when get Alex Rodriguez going. He's had a few to the right side. Now he's going back to the middle. Just a matter of time. That ball is right down the middle, right about belt high, and he just hit it right back where it came from. Get a feeling he's starting to heat up, Flash.
I mean, it's got to take him a little time, right? I mean, the time that he missed with the thumb and
6 weeks.
Yeah, not getting those at bats, rehab assignments, all that.
Pitch to Cano is a strike from Patton. Jesus Montero, first Yankee since Shane Spencer to hit his first 2 major league home runs in the same game. Shane did it back in 1998. The magical 125 and 50 year.
Seemed like that month that every time the bases were loaded, Shane came up and hit a grand slam.
Robinson Cano with the big blow in the game early. Got the Yankees right back in it after they were trailing 5-2. He hits a grand slam in the second inning. His 3rd grand slam of the year, 7th in his career. Swing and a miss. 2-2. If you want to look ahead to the 9th inning, it's Wieters, Reynolds, and Andino. And it looks like it's going to be against Mo, unless the Yankees pad their lead here in the bottom of the 8th. Strike 3, Cano down looking. So that's going to do it in the 8th. No runs a hit. One man left. Yankees trying to hold on to an 11-9 lead. Mariano Rivera will try to close it out in the 9th.
Life is full of missed opportunities, but there's one opportunity that's too good to miss. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2011 ES350 for $389 a month for 36 months, with $37.89 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
30,000 feet. The weather there is a sunny 66 degrees. We're looking good for an on-time arrival at about 5:45 local.
An airline's job is to take you from where you are to where you need to be. And we're not just talking about points on a map. It's about constantly finding new ways to make the world a smaller place and close the gap between far away and right away. Like having the most Wi-Fi equipped planes that let you venture beyond our more than 200 U.S. destinations to be everywhere at once. Like a more intuitive Delta website and mobile app that can connect you to information about your next flight, even while you're still in flight. Innovations like these are extending our reach so that you can extend yours. And now, even at 30,000 feet, you can still touch the ground.
Life is full of missed opportunities, but there's one opportunity that's too good to miss. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2011 RX 350 all-wheel drive for $459 a month for 36 months, with $39.34 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
A grand slam for Robinson Cano. Grand slam for Russell Martin. See ya! Baseball history. The 3rd grand slam of the game for the Yankees.
Tomorrow, the Yankees host the Orioles, looking to add to the season's highlight reel. Complete coverage starts at 6, only on Yes.
Here's the list. Freddie Garcia, Scott Proctor, Aaron Laffey, Luis Ayala, Boone Logan, Corey Wade, and now Mariano Rivera. And speaking of lists, Mariano 5 away from Trevor Hoffman, #1 on the all-time saves list. So this will inch him closer. It would be 597, and Mo's putting together another outstanding year at the age of 41. And he'll face Wieters, Reynolds, and Andino. Long day here at the stadium. A lot of offense, but Mo's trying to close it out and pick up his 38th save.
7 home runs in the ball game today.
Now, if you're wondering about the Red Sox score, they've gone to the 10th inning. It's 0-0 at Rogers Center. So here is Wieters, who's 1 for 4. Mariano was warming yesterday, but the Yankees scored 4 runs in the 8th inning. And when Nick Swisher's home run, before it landed against the seat, Mariano's backside was in a seat. He sat down and stopped warming. There's a strike.
Looking at Wieters, 0 for 6 in his career against Mariano Rivera, and the switch hitter. You wonder at what point maybe you decide to go up there right-handed. Going up there lefty, trying to change his luck.
Broken bat, pop-up. Battling the sun is Cano with the glasses on. He puts it away for the first out.
You know, it's interesting you mention that because Wieters had 16 home runs this year. He's got 8 from each side of the plate, but he's been up so many more times left-handed that his home run rate from side to side is a lot different, showing much more power right-handed. 8 home runs and 108 at-bats right-handed, and 8 in 318 at-bats left-handed.
Here's Mark Reynolds, 2 for 3, a home run, a double, 2 runs scored, also walked. Fouls it back. Reynolds with 18 strikeouts in his last 30 at-bats. The 0-1. 1-1. Well, that won't be used again. Montero's crack bat.
Maybe this winter.
And the Orioles are still alive as Reynolds lines a single to center field. His third hit of the day. And that'll bring up Andino as the tying run. Andino today is 2 for 4, an RBI single and a run scored in the second. Fly to left in the third. Home run to right, solo shot his third in the fifth, and then flied out to right in the seventh. And a strike. Kind of tied up right there in the count 0-2.
And I think back about this ball game and Freddie Garcia really struggling. And Kenny, you mentioned early on, sometimes the offense has to pick up a starting pitcher who has a tough afternoon. A real nice win to go out there and slug, score 11 runs, pick up a starting pitcher who's had a good year, just had a bad afternoon.
Fly ball right field. Dickerson back. Won't make the play for the second out as the O's are down to their final out.
Well, Flash, you do expect the Yankees to score. They are the highest scoring team in the major league, so you expect them to get on the board, and they have the ability to pick up a starting pitcher who has an off day. With the 11 runs today, they have scored 765 runs.
Here's Ryan Adams. Pitch is low. 1-0.
With Jesus Montero's afternoon, a couple of home runs. And not just they were home runs, they were impressive long home runs the other way. There's going to be a lot of talk about that young man. The rest of his at-bats this season and possibly into the postseason.
The 1-0. 2-0. Nolan Reimold has come out on deck. He would pinch hit for Kyle Hudson. And the pitch. Strike. Runner goes. The 2-1 is fouled away. It's now 2-2. And the O's are down to their final strike. A crowd of 45,069 here on Labor Day rises to its feet. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Yankees up by 2, top of the 9th inning. Rivera deals. He'll do it again. This one would certainly be a team effort. All the runs scored, all the pitchers used. Yankees trying to win their 5th in a row. Keep the pressure on the Red Sox. Here's the 2-2. Runner goes, pitches outside, and Reynolds takes second on defensive indifference.
Here's a look at the last pitch, and it is just off the outside corner.
And the payoff. Line drive, base hit, game still alive. Reynolds rounds third, he will score. That's an RBI single for Ryan Adams. And now the Yankees lead is 11-10. And they will send out a pinch runner. It's going to be Matt Engel.
Good at bat for Adams, and finally gets a cutter up out over the plate and just stays with it. Kind of flicks it into right field, be a base hit and an RBI, and things getting awfully interesting here. Mariano Rivera will have a reaction. Reimold will now pinch hit. He has 2 hits against Mariano. One of those 2 hits a home run.
Matt Engel has speed. Let's see if the O's send him. Nolan Reimold pinch hitting for Kyle Hudson. The lead is down to 1. And the pitch is low. Reimold 8 home runs this year. Reimold has a home run against Mo. 2 for 5. The 1-0. Missed inside. 2-0.
Looked like Russell Martin liked that pitch right there. A little sinker down and in. Having a little conversation with Paul Emil behind the plate. Usually Mariano gets these borderline pitches, maybe a little low.
The 2-0. Missed outside. 3-0. And the dangerous J.J. Hardy on deck. With a green light, Reimold. Strike, just clipped the outside corner.
Well, Mariano wanted to go inside right there. It ended up down and away. You're not used to seeing him miss by that much with his location.
Runner goes. The 3-1 is a strike, and the stolen base is successful as Engel now, as the tying run, has moved into scoring position.
Engel's game is speed. He's only gotten 2 stolen bases in big leagues, but he's not been caught as of yet. That was a knee-high strike.
3 balls, 2 strikes, tying run at second. 2 outs, 9th inning. Yankees up by 1. Rivera deals the payoff, and it hit him, which you very rarely see. So Reimold is going to take first, and now the go-ahead run is on base, and J.J. Hardy comes to the plate.
This one barely, skims the jersey.
Hardy has only faced Rivera once, hitless in that at-bat. With the speedy Angle at second, the Orioles probably just a base hit away from tying. Especially with 2 outs. And Rivera deals a strike on the inside corner. He's throwing hard at 94 miles an hour, but his location is not pinpoint as it usually is. The 0-1, way outside. Hardy is 2 for 4 with a walk, a run scored, single, double, RBI. The 1-1, strike 2.
Perfect strike, knee high on the outside corner.
Rivera sets. The runner from second goes. The pitch is outside. A double steal. So the Orioles being very aggressive, and now the tying run's at third. The go-ahead run is at second.
And the first thought that pops into your mind is that bat that shatters of a looping base hit. You see the double steal is successful. Oh, a cheap base hit could give Baltimore the lead.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Yankees up by 1. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Yankees win 11-10, and you could put it on the left side. A long day for the Yankees ends in a victory as Mariano Rivera flirts with disaster, but strikes out the pinch hitter Reimold, and the Yankees win the game. They're 5th in a row. They've won 8 of 9, and they will continue to lead the American League East by at least a game and a half.
Get a look at the last pitch, and it's a cutter off the plate. Russell Martin showing some emotion. Hardy extends out of the strike zone. Mariano, who is not locked in with his location, you mentioned, Michael, had good stuff today. Good velocity, makes a big pitch when he needed it.
Stick around for the postgame show to find out who's today's Chevy player of the game. So the Yankees were teetering there in the 9th inning, but Mariano pulled it out, strikes out Reimold, and they go home with a victory to open up this series. And as I mentioned, their 5th win in a row. And Jesus Montero, the 21-year-old rookie, hits his 1st and 2nd big league home runs. And those prove to be the difference in the game. A big, big day for Jesus Montero and for the Yankees and the Yankee organization, as one of their own comes up and helps them win a game. So Jack Curry is down on the field, and I believe he has Jesus.
Thanks very much, Michael. Now, Jesus, 2 home runs, your first 2 of your career, 2 curtain calls. How many nights when you're at Scranton did you dream of a game like this?
Wow, it's amazing for me that my first home run over here. I mean, it was amazing because I helped the team to win today. I mean, it was an amazing moment. The second home run was nice. I mean, like I say, I'm happy to help the team to win. I mean, that's the best moment.
Let's start with your first home run. It's actually an 0-1 count. You hit a fastball. What did you know about Johnson going into that at-bat?
I just get to know a little bit from K-Lone right there, a couple of teams, but I was like, just see the ball and hit it. Just see the ball and hit it and make a good contact. That's it. That's what I was thinking. And
now your second at-bat, a 2-2 fastball. That ball was pretty low and you reached out. What happened in that at-bat?
I was looking for fastball in that at-bat, and he threw it. I mean, he make a good pitch right there. I mean, my hands were good. My hands went to the ball, and I hit it really good. Thank God.
Now, the scouting report on you is that you have opposite field power. Is that all about just waiting, and you wait as long as you can before you unleash that swing?
Well, it's unbelievable. I like to hit that way because that's the way that I've been hitting all my life. I mean, I'm just thinking that way all the time, and then look what happened today. Thank God.
And then the final question here. When you got up here, Brian Cashman said he's going to compete for playing time in September and maybe even October. Have you allowed yourself to think about how important a role you could have for this team down the stretch and in the postseason?
Well, it's going to be important for me. I'm just doing my best right now. I don't know what they're going to decide, but every time when they give me an opportunity, I'm going to do my best. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm hoping the best.
Thank you, Jesus. Michael, back to you.
Thank you, Jesus, and thank you to Jack. He has opposite field power. This is the right ballpark for him to be playing his home games. So J.J. Hardy strikes out to end the game, and a long afternoon for the Yankees as they win 11-10. We'll be back to wrap things up, give out an award as well.
Land Rover LR4.
Look at all this stuff for coffee.
Oh, there's tons. French presses, espresso tampers, filters. It can get really complicated. Not nearly as complicated as shipping it, though. I mean, shipping is a hassle.
Not with priority mail flat rate boxes from the Postal Service. If it fits, it ships anywhere in the country for a low flat rate.
That is easy. Best news I've heard all day. I'm so amped. I mean, not amped, excited. I mean, that's sort of amped, really kind of in between.
Have you ever thought about decaf?
You think that'll help?
Yeah.
Priority mail flat rate shipping starts at just $4.95, only from the Postal Service, a simpler way to ship.
Hi, I'm Cindy with Lee's Toyota, family owned and operated for over 50 years, where more than 200,000 satisfied customers can't be wrong. Lee's is known as the hallmark of honesty, integrity, quality, and service in the automotive trade. We have a huge inventory of new Toyotas with 0% financing available. There's no waiting. Walk in, drive it home, you own it. Also, we welcome lease returns of any make or model and offer top dollar for your trade. See what a great deal really is at Lee's Toyota.
Construction work is dangerous. Every day, workers are injured in accidents due to unsafe conditions.
Francisco supported his family by working in construction until one day he was injured in a construction accident. He needed a lawyer that could take care of his problems.
He called Jacob Oreski and Associates, the lawyers who fight for the rights of injured workers with proven results.
And they won my case. If you've been injured in a construction accident, call me.
Jacob Oreski and Associates, 718-993-9999. We'll even come to you.
Right now, Manhattan Ford is the best place to be with the top three. The 3 Ford models you want most at prices you'll love best. 1. 2012 Ford Fusion SE for just $139 per month. 2. 2012 Ford Escape XLT for only $137 per month. Or 3. The 2011 Ford Edge SE for just $189 per month. That's 3 great reasons why Manhattan Ford is the best place to be. Online at manhattanford.com and conveniently located at 11th Avenue and 54th Street in the Manhattan Automobile Company.
Well, the Yankees win 11-10 here on a steamy Labor Day matinee at Yankee Stadium, and part of the reason they win, the Land Rover drives of the game, John.
Well, Jesus Montero, the young rookie designated hitter, gets a fastball out over the plate against Jim Johnson. Home run number 1 of his career, curtain call number 1. And then later on in the ball game in the 7th inning, down and away, but the same result, the 2-run shot. Your Land Rover drives of the game.
This kid will never forget this afternoon. Jesus Montero goes yard twice. 2 times of what the Yankees hope will be many, many times. As the Yankees win this one 11-10, 11-12-1 for the Yanks. The Orioles pound out 17 hits. They scored 10 runs, but that's not good enough. Time of the game, unmanageable, 316. Laffey gets the win. Johnson the loss. Rivera's 38 save. Mark Reynolds had a good day, but not as good as Montero. And Cano with his 3rd Grand Slam of the year. Coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry. Special thanks to senior producer Bill Bowler, coordinating director John Moore, vice president of operations Ed Delaney. Our supervising producer is Woody Fryman, and the executive producer of the Yes Network is Mr. John J. Filippelli. Join us again tomorrow for Yankees baseball as the Bombers take on the O's from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Coverage will begin at 6 p.m. on the Yes Network. Once again, the final score, the New York Yankees 11 and the Baltimore Orioles 10. Now, let's go to Bob Lorenz, who is standing by in our Yes Network studios.
All right, thank you, Michael, and welcome, as always, to the WB Mason Yankees postgame. Well, it is Labor Day, and the pitchers absolutely labored today. A total of 21 runs and 29 hits in this game, but the Yankees outlast the Orioles 11-10. A very forgettable day for Freddie Garcia and Brian Mattis, the starting pitchers, but an incredibly memorable day for Jesus Montero, just 21 years old, penciled into the DH spot, and he comes up with 2 big home runs. They were the swing home runs of the game. He is your Chevy player of the game. He had his first major league home run that broke an 8-8 tie in the 5th, and then his second home run accounted for the 10th and 11th runs of the game. 2 homers, 3 runs batted in, and 3 runs scored. Let's get to the manager's report, now brought to you by Geico. Here's Joe Girardi on Montero.
You know, Johnson's not an easy guy to hit a home run off of because he's got such a great sinker. And I'm not even sure the second one he hit was a strike. It might even been below the zone. But, I mean, it's, you know, we've always said that this kid's got a lot of power all over the field, and he can drive the ball to right. First home run, it looked like he got a fastball up a little bit. Second one's, you know, pretty special.
You talk about that opposite field power. Is that just a matter of, obviously, not only his brute strength, but his ability to just wait on the ball to the last possible millisecond?
Yeah, I mean, you have to be able to do that, to hit a ball like that out. And it's using your lower half to elevate low pitches. That's the other thing that he does well.
When he first got here, Brian said he will have a role in September, and he might have a role beyond September. We'll see what happens with the opportunities that he gets. Are we starting to see that transpire right now?
You know, the one thing is you don't get too giddy on one game, and you don't get too down on another game. It's you know, you want to watch him over a period of time. But, you know, we've always said that this young man can really swing the bat. And we thought he made great progress as a catcher this year. And I talked about, you know, catching him. I mean, it's difficult to put him in there when he hasn't caught anyone really on our staff since spring training in a situation. But, you know, we'll just continue to see how he does.
And Freddie has been one of your most consistent pitchers this year, but obviously things didn't go well for him today. What did you see out of him?
Yeah, today just wasn't Freddie's day. You know, I just thought he was up in the zone today. Was the biggest difference between the start here and the start there. You know, you've seen a team twice in 6 days or whatever. Sometimes I don't remember when we saw him last 8 days. Sometimes that can be a little tricky too.
Joe, you talked about in the spring, and Jesus talked about in the spring, the pressure maybe getting to him a little bit. Do you like what you've seen out of him with an opportunity presented to him so far and how he's handled it?
I do. I like the way he's handled this. And I think sometimes you put a ton of pressure on yourself when you have an opportunity to get there. Well, now he's here, you know, and he knows he's going to get at bats, and we're going to see what this young man can do. But I think he just put so much pressure on himself in spring training. It's tough to succeed that way.
Joe, when you talk about that second home run as being special, who else have you seen who can do things like that in terms of, you know, what he did?
Well, I mean, guys that can drive the ball like that to right field. I mean, Alex was a young player that had that ability to do that. And, you know, it's one thing to hit home runs to pull side. It's another thing to be able to go out the other way on balls like that. And obviously you got to have a lot of strength, and you got to have bat speed off a guy like Tim Johnson, excuse me. It's special.
Joe, have you in your long memory in the game, can you ever remember a rookie getting 2 curtain calls?
No. You know, the one thing that I have noticed here, and I didn't notice it years ago, or when rookies get their first hit, the standing ovation that they get here, it's really special that our fans recognize that and show them so much support and love. You know, it used to be you had to do something really special to get that standing ovation the first time. But I actually like it. I think it's a nice thing that our fans do for players. They anticipate these young players coming up. They read about them. They hear about them. They want to see them do, you know, good things. But I don't remember a rookie getting 2 curtain calls.
Sweeney, oh, I'm sorry. Jay, go ahead.
Does having the extra arms in September from the call-ups affect you going out to get Freddie a little earlier to give you that luxury a little more than normally?
Yeah, I mean, if you're in a long streak of games and you know, you only got your 12 pitchers and you only got 6 guys in your bullpen, it might be a little bit different. But, you know, I just felt that, you know, we had a shot to win this game. We had the lead still, and, you know, the September call-ups helped a little bit. I was able to use Proctor. I was able to use Laffey today. And we should get some more help tomorrow.
How good were they, Proctor and Laffey?
I thought they did a good job. Noesi will be back tomorrow. So they were good. I mean, they did a good job. Proctor gave us some distance. Laffey got the outs that we asked him to get, and kind of set up for us to win that game.
Joe, you have others coming up tomorrow?
You know, I'm not sure, Sweeney. I'll let you know when I find out.
And Soriano was just because of the workload?
Yeah, we're probably going to give him 2 days off, you know, maybe. We'll see how he feels tomorrow. If we have to give another one, we will. And that was the same thing with Robbie. We were just giving him 2 days off because of the amount of pitches that he threw, but he should be good tomorrow.
And you mentioned seeing Montero's power. You've seen it in batting practice, seen it in spring training. Is it something else to see it in a Major League game against Major League pitchers?
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, I hit some homers in BP. But it's one thing to see it off a guy throwing 95 with that type of sink. I mean, that's a whole different story.
You talk about it being special, a kid coming out and getting a curtain call, but what was going on in the dugout was awfully special too. There was so much support. Teixeira was yelling, Nova telling him to get out there. Can that really help a team when a young kid comes up and performs like that?
Oh yeah, I mean, it can energize a team too when young kids come up and perform at the high level, especially in the dog days. You know, I mean, we're going at it pretty hard here. And our guys generally get excited when they see young kids have success. You've seen huge smiles from our guys when Nooney has success, and it just goes on and on. But it's that team that you talk about where you appreciate what others do and you let them know.
Also, it's going to get lost, but Robbie Cano hit his 3rd Grand Slam of the year and 7th of his career today.
That's a huge hit for us, you know, from Robbie. You know, Robbie's been dynamite all year, and the one thing I said about, you know, Robbie is I wouldn't count him out of that race yet.
Anthony?
Joe, maybe a small thing, but Jesus didn't have to be coaxed out of the dugout. I mean, he seemed to enjoy that moment. Is that a confidence thing with him?
I think our guys were telling him to go out. I'm sure he wouldn't have went out on his own unless our guys told him.
Joe, what did you see from Rivera in the ninth?
I thought he threw some pretty good pitches. He gave up some hits. I mean, that's going to happen. What I didn't like was they put on the board that he'd only given up 2 hits in 8 innings. That's what happened.
Go ahead, Mark.
Joe, you had mentioned Jesus over here. You had mentioned Jesus coming in and getting some extra work at catcher, and I know he's been working with Tony and those sort of things. Can you maybe expound a little bit upon the sort of development he's made in that regard, and then where do you see that projecting going forward?
Well, I mean, we project him as a catcher, but as I said before, right now with where we are and what we're fighting for, it's tough to put him back there. But he's doing all the drills. He's catching pitchers. He's kind of preparing like he would be if he was playing a game. And we'll continue to do that because at some point, I'd like to put him back there, but we'll just have to see what happens and where we're at.
Roger.
Joe, are you concrete now on who pitches after this series and in what order?
Yes. Bart, CC, Freddie.
So is that CC on regular rest?
No, extra day.
Why did you decide to go with the extra
Because
day?
of his workload the last 2 games.
George.
Joe, there's a bad weather coming in here. As an organization, have you talked about
George.
Scenarios?
No, I have not heard anything yet. It's just something with the Orioles. It's going to rain.
Well, let's take a look at some other scores. Red Sox and Blue Jays right now scoreless in the bottom of the 10th. We'll get you updated on that when that becomes available. Detroit over Cleveland 4-2. The Rays beat the Rangers 5-1. Dodgers lose to the Nationals. Diamondbacks leading the Rockies 3-2 in the 5th. And the Mets and Marlins play tonight. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, much more on today's win for the Yankees. 11-10. It was a slugfest. Not a pitcher's delight, but a hitter's delight. We'll have full highlights and more coming up.
The Yankees postgame show on Yes is presented by WB Mason. For office furniture and supplies at amazingly low prices, who but WB Mason?
A leader gives more than anyone else. During the leadership sales drive, get a Ford Escape with better fuel economy than RAV4 or CRV for an incredible $179 a month. Just $179. Most MPG, most value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Here at my Low Price Assurance Detectives headquarters, we use a lot of office supplies. Just like your office. One thing we can't get enough of.
It's paper.
But like you, we're concerned about our planet.
That's why we use Boise Aspen recycled paper.
Boise Aspen comes with 30, 50, or 100% recycled content. It would be a crime to use anything else.
As we like to say, you can't go wrong when you buy right.
Who but WB Mason?
Look at all this stuff for coffee. Oh, there's tons. French presses, espresso tampers, filters. It can get really complicated. Not nearly as complicated as shipping it, though. I mean, shipping is a hassle.
Not with priority mail flat rate boxes from the Postal Service. If it fits, it ships anywhere in the country for a low flat rate.
That is easy. Best news I've heard all day. I'm so amped. I mean, not amped, excited. I mean, that's sort of amped. Really kind of in between.
Have you ever thought about decaf?
You think that'll help?
Yeah. Priority mail flat rate shipping starts at just $4.95, only from the Postal Service. A simpler way to ship.
$381! Gotta train more.
Wait for me. Wait for me.
You're killing me, Howard. How much more of this?
Man, the way you train, you can probably eat whatever you want. You gotta eat right. Egg white and cheese with Black Forest ham on flat bread.
Subway helps Ryan Howard go long with the high-protein breakfast he loves and his favorite mega-tasty subs.
Subway, the official training restaurant of Ryan Howard and athletes everywhere.
A true leader stays ahead of the competition. During the leadership sales drive, get a Ford Edge with best fuel economy in its class for an amazing $199 a month. Just $199. Best mileage, best value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
And good to have you back once again here on the WB Mason Yankees post game as the Yankees outlast the Orioles today in their series opener 11-10 in the Bronx. We've got plenty of highlights to show you, so let's get right to them. They're presented, as always, by Lincoln. We'll start top of the first, and Nick Markakis at the plate against Freddie Garcia. And with 2 outs, he just hammers one into the seats over the auxiliary scoreboard. 15th home run of the year from YANKEES. Just like that, O's are up 1-0. A bottom of the first, Mark Teixeira delivers a solo blast of his own deep into the seats to the left off Brian Mattis for Texas 36th. Ties the game at 1. And then 3 batters later, Andrew Jones, runners at first and second, drives a base hit into center field. A-Rod comes in to score. Mattis wouldn't make it out of the second inning. Lasted just an inning and a third. Yankees led it 2-1. But Garcia had his own problems. Top of the second, 2 on. Robert Andino base hit that scores Vladdy Guerrero. And the Orioles tie it back up at 2. And then after Baltimore took the lead on a pass ball, Kyle Hudson grounds one at first. Tex comes home, but throws up the first base side. Robert Andino beats the